you, Dari, and it's a great way to wrap up the night with LSU and Oklahoma as we welcome you to the 2026 SEC Baseball Tournament on the SEC Network, presented by Regions Bank. LSU with 12 SEC tournament titles, the most of any team that's ever played in this conference, but it's going to be a long road if they want to capture number 13. For the Sooners, just their second SEC tournament appearance. They went 2-1 a year ago. They're trying to shock the world, too, as they play on day number 1. They've had their moments this year. Speaking of moments, how about Missouri? A big moment earlier today when we opened up play early in the morning. They rallied to knock off Ole Miss. Then Vanderbilt had to rally as well. They were down 4-1, but they came back to beat Kentucky. And then just a moment ago, we watched Tennessee put it on South Carolina. A couple of home runs for the Volunteers as they win it, going away 11-6. So here's what our bracket looks like. You get Mississippi State, Missouri tomorrow early, then Florida and Vanderbilt, our afternoon game. Our first evening session is a dynamite one between the Hogs and Tennessee, two of the winningest programs. Matter of fact, the two winningest programs since 2020. And then the Auburn Tigers will await the winner of this one in the single elimination format. Dave Neal alongside former Alabama pitcher and big leaguer Lance Cormier. So glad you could join us tonight. And let's start with LSU because they have been I guess a hot topic in college baseball this entire season. It has not been the season that many people thought, especially coming off a national championship. What do you make of LSU?
An anomaly, right? Preseason number 2, and all of a sudden you're looking at they basically are looking up 14th in what they're ranked right now in the SEC. Not what you expect. Some portal misses, some injuries, some ineffectiveness, and all of a sudden that's what you have.
Yeah, but they're coming in here having lost 6 consecutive games, swept in the last 2 series to end the SEC regular season. It has just been a tough time, but I tell you what, it finished well in 2025, hoisting that trophy up in the air, and they started number 2 in the country in the preseason baseball poll. Then Jake Brown goes down with an injury, and that certainly just shatters a real team leader going down for the second half of the season. 21 conference losses, the most since joining the league in 1933. But the one thing they do have is this guy, the sophomore Derek Curiel. He continues to put up the numbers.
Yeah, he's a real guy. I mean, you're looking at the number 17 overall prospect, so a future first rounder. There's going to be no doubt he's in there. And he just provides a fluid defense out there, but a smooth left-handed swing, so a lot to like in Derek Curiel.
Well, how about Oklahoma? I mean, here's a team that there have been nights where they look like they are certainly championship-level teams. There have been nights where you kind of leave scratching your head a little bit. What do you make of the Sooners?
Well, it's a lot for both teams, right? But Oklahoma, if they can throw strikes, there's enough arms and stuff in their bullpen that they can get it done. But the biggest thing is they haven't thrown strikes all year, and that's both teams we're looking at.
You see their strength of schedule is pretty high at 6. Their RPI is 21. Right now, a projected 2 seed. They're going to have to win. They'll probably have to get to Saturday at least if they want to start being in that conversation as a possible national or regional host. Meanwhile, on the mound for Oklahoma today, they're going with Gavin Jones. Gavin making just a rare start, his second start of the season. This will be his 20th appearance, an ERA of 6.20, but he has certainly got some juice in that left arm.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, in the fastball, 94 to 98, and it's a 4-pitch mix, but when you talk about it, it's mostly fastballs. I think he's only thrown 100 pitches outside of the fastball on the year, so he's looking to bring the heater, and he needs to be in the zone. Again, everybody, easier said than done. You got to be throwing strikes.
Well, LSU's lineup has looked like this for the most part the last few weeks of the regular season. Mason Braun, Omar Cerna Jr., and Derek Curiel, top 3. Then there's Cade Arambidi, 12 home runs in conference play, second most in the SEC. He and Omar Cerna, who has been bothered by a bad back but can still swing it. Those two have really impressed Jay Johnson here down the stretch. And Stephen Milam is just he's just the monster. He just gets it done.
And it just, I mean, such a guy that you can count on, Mr. Consistent out there at shortstop position.
So we are just about set for the nightcap between LSU and Oklahoma, a series that took place in early March, and we already have some technical issues with Oklahoma behind the plate. Dayton LaChance says, I can't hear. And as a catcher, you want to make sure you know what's coming.
Yeah, you got to know what's coming, right? That's the biggest thing, is little communication devices. But if anybody has to know, it's got to be the pitcher, the catcher.
So LaChance with the earpiece as Mason Braun steps in. Braun .318 on the year with 3 homers and 21 runs batted in. And that one misses a little bit low. LSU at 29 and 27. 9-21 in the league. Swept by Georgia and Florida to finish up the regular season. As a matter of fact, they were swept 4 times this year. Ole Miss, A&M, Georgia, and Florida got them. Now listen, there's obviously Georgia. Those teams all of them are good. Ole Miss, A&M, right. Georgia. I mean, that's not exactly.
But still,
but you don't see that coming from the purple and gold,
especially at Alex Box Stadium. So I think these are a lot of these things you're saying, Dave. It's the first time people are hearing it, and it might be the last time in a very long time that they're going to hear these types of numbers coming from LSU.
And that one misses 96 down. It is 3-1 to Mason Braun. Braun is 5th in the league in on-base percentage, and that will tick up a notch or 2. Jay Johnson will get his leadoff runner on base. How about he wins 2 national titles in a 4-year span? How about the quickest to do 2? Prior to that, it was 8 years to get 2. And he has been a frustrated man this season, but he has, from an outsider looking in and being around him as much as I have the last couple of years, he has hasn't changed much, but you know he's frustrated. 2-hole hitter. Cerna smashes it out to center field. Caught there by Jason Walk, who made the SEC all-defensive team this year.
Well, Dave, yes, he is very frustrated, but I love it. As a true leader, he takes it upon himself. He's like, I put together this roster in the wrong way, and to himself saying, this won't happen again. He's not going to make that mistake. And so look for him in the LSU faithful. They expect a winner on the field, and with that man in charge, they will get it more often than not.
And here is Derek Curiel, number 3 in the SEC this year with 77 hits. 7th in the league in runs scored. 22 multi-hit games. Riding an 8-game hit streak where he's hitting .414 over those 8 games. Curiel, draft eligible. He is projected to be a middle first rounder. You see the numbers from his freshman year to his sophomore year. Some might say, if you talk to some folks who don't really follow the game, they're like, yeah, Derek's just not having the same kind. Well, there you go. He is having the same kind of year.
And then the only thing that really is ticked down is the RBI, and that you got to have guys on in front of you.
Yeah.
It's not, that's the one stat you can't necessarily control. Obviously, get the big hit when guys are on, but you saw the average, you saw the hits. I mean, the guy's producing.
Two and 1 to Curiel. 345. Fouls that one off.
I was anxious to see the approach from the LSU offense, just knowing the amount of strikes that the Oklahoma staff throws. Will you go up there and be patient? You saw Cerna go after the first pitch from that line out.
Swinging a miss, or he did miss it. The reaction from Curiel made me seem like he tipped it, but 96 miles an hour will get him to be the second out of the inning.
Good job right here by Mr. Jones. Gavin just pumping that fastball down at the bottom of the zone, and you can't get beat right there. You're right, that's just right off of the chance. No tip, just in and out of his glove with the man on first base, though. He can't advance.
And here's Cade Arambidi. The LSU catcher's been getting a lot of work behind the plate, with Omar Cerna being bothered by a bad back here down the stretch. Arambidi is 9th in the SEC in home runs with 18. 10th in the league in slugging percentage. And against conference pitching hasn't backed up much at all. 343. How about that number? 12 homers against the conference. Hit 2 home runs in the season finale series with the Gators.
Those are numbers right there you like to see. Steps it up when it matters most. I mean, not bad numbers in non-conference, but even better numbers when the competition got harder.
These are the things that Jay Johnson talks about. Like, you got to build around these pieces.
But that is the one thing he told me. He's like, look, yes, when you start to miss and injuries and everything, he goes, the silver lining about it, we've had an opportunity to play a lot of freshmen.
What a good dirt ball read by Mason Braun. He'll scoot his way down to second base in a 3-1 count.
So when you look at the lineup, you had 2 freshmen at the top, followed up by 2 sophomores. Obviously, Curiel, you've already mentioned, as a sophomore draft eligible, but you got another sophomore in John Pearson and a freshman in Jack Rucker at the bottom. So a lot of youngsters and a lot to like in this LSU lineup.
And there's a walk. So that'll put 2 Tigers on base with 2 outs. Again, we're getting Gavin Jones making just his 2nd start. His 20th appearance overall. Oklahoma pitchers will throw their fair share of pitches now. Average over 4 per batter.
And that was their starters. So I mean, you're talking about guys that are supposed to be setting the tone and trying to make guys get the ball in play in 3 pitches or less. They're leading the league, and like you said, 4.2 pitches per hitter.
Here's Stephen Milam, the junior out of Las Cruces, New Mexico.
And I would expect to see the LSU hitters come up there and just take a lot of pitches.
He just said he got hit by a pitch. He turned around to the dugout and said, you should check that one. He says he just got hit. So LSU going to challenge it.
Oh, you're right.
Well, he can't see the ball hit the foot. Maybe we can right here. Yeah, looks like he got it right across the laces. Yeah. Milam said it right away.
You caught it though, Dave. You were right on it.
Well, I didn't catch a foul ball like you did, though. And just like that, the bases are loaded. And here comes John Pearson. The sophomore steps to the plate. First pitch he sees down the line and right. Desan Harris makes the catch, and that'll end the inning, and LSU will leave them loaded. Nothing doing for the Tigers. Sooners grabbing their bats when we come back.
With the power, like lightning run through my head. I got the need to devour. I am the machine, I must be fed.
It is LSU and Oklahoma, the nightcap. Day number 1 of the SEC tournament here as how the Sooners lineup looks according to Skip Johnson, Jason Walk, Camden Johnson. There's Dayton LaChance. How about his last 20 games? 12 long balls after none in the first 31. Jackson Willis, their outstanding shortstop. Gamble, Brendan Brock, Deshaun Harris, Dayton Taki, and then the second baseman Kyle Branch rounds out that lineup. And we had a late scratch on the mound. We thought we were going to get William Schmidt, and then literally 20 minutes before first pitch, Fontenot gets the call. Grant Fontenot. And the reason is, well, here's the quote from Jay Johnson. We are doing what's in the best interest of the player. He told us he can't pitch. That means that you get the fourth start of the season for Fontenot.
Yeah, I mean, fastball 95 to 99. Everything is coming hard. The slider's hard, the cutter, even the changeup is coming in almost at 90 miles an hour. Dominates the right-handers. And at bottom point, tough spot. When you don't know what's going on and all of a sudden they come to you and say, hey, by the way, you're starting when you're talking about 30 minutes before the game time. Not an easy spot to be in, but how about the Lafayette, Louisiana native from my hometown, same high school?
I saw you fist pump Lafayette, Louisiana.
I talked to him yesterday.
Little did he know what would be happening 24 hours later.
Right.
First pitch on the way to Jason Walk, a 244 hitter. This one in foul territory, and Pearson gives it a look. It's about 5 or 6 rows up.
I mean, this is a lot of the same talk that we've had about Oklahoma's pitching staff, and not enough strikes can be said again for LSU's pitching staff. And you watch all these hitters come up there and just going up there hacking early and often, and that's something Pearson felt like got Jones out of that big inning. And then they come up here swinging first pitch.
Jason Walk with 3 homers and 17 runs batted in. Skies this one up into the Hoover night. The second baseman Ruckert makes the catch, and that'll be the first out. Keeping Oklahoma off the base pass is going to be huge tonight. This is a team that loves to run. They will get on the base pass. I mean, just their starting 9 tonight. You get 14 stolen bases, 26 stolen bases, 16 stolen bases, 24, 16. I mean, everybody's going.
When they play like their coach, Reggie Willits, who runs the offense, that's the way he wanted to play when he was with the Angels. Just being aggressive, just called it chaos.
Camden Johnson, 323. Looks at that one up and away. It's 2-0. He has started 51 of 52 games this year. Leads the team with 21 multi-hit games. Tied for first on the team with 62 hits. And is 26 out of 29 in the stolen base department. Look at his last 10, 419 clip. So the 3-0 fastball for a strike. And that one misses on the inside, so a 1-out walk. Dayton LaChance now with a chance. Dayton LaChance coming off a hot finish to the season. In the season finale, the regular season finale just a few days ago, became the first Oklahoma hitter to have 3 home runs in a game. Pushing his total to a dozen with 51 runs batted in.
And Dave, you can see right there, Johnson first pitch did a false break, trying to see what it would look like. Fontenot slide step, so he stops. But they're going to be aggressive.
I mean, there's hot and then there's that. 583 over his last 6 games.
and then back that up with the numbers we just saw from Johnson in his last 10. So those two guys right there are basically producing for the Oklahoma offense all they need.
Ground ball foul. He's 1-2. This is an Oklahoma team that went into Baton Rouge early in March, lost the opener 7-1, and we saw the best of Casey Evans that night. He was absolutely fantastic, just mowing down the Sooners. But Oklahoma responded and won the final 2 games. They were both one-run games, low-scoring affairs. I think that was a return. Cameron Johnson, their big left-handed pitcher, was going back to Baton Rouge, started at LSU, transfers to Oklahoma, and really wanted to put on a show and just had a tough time right out of the gates. I can't remember how I was there for the game. He walked 4 or 5 guys, and just Skip Johnson couldn't leave him out there. They ended up losing 7-1. But then Cameron kind of found his way as the season went on.
He did. I witnessed a game against Auburn. He threw and was really good. I mean, it's predominantly fastballs. He can let you know it's coming, and it just moves all over the place, sinking, cutting, riding.
Throw back to first on a 2-2 pitch. A chance with 16 multiple hit games. Runner goes. They stay out of the double play. Mile him over to first. That'll be out number 2. And here is Jackson Williams. 281, 5 homers and 42 runs batted in. Here's his dad, Reggie. Runs this offense for Skip Johnson. And boy, there are some nights when these guys get going and they just kind of get in sync, and you're like, man, how do they ever lose?
Yeah, they get the right guys on base at the right time. You're going to go, holy cow, this is not fun as a pitcher.
Fouled into the seats. Oh, 0-2 on Willits. It's another chance. Out to center field, back to Curiel, who makes a diving catch. That ball was slicing right back into his route, and he makes a great catch to get the Tigers off the field.
But Dave, we talk about the hit tool, you know, the averages there, the all OPS, but guess what? The defensive tool is here. That ball is slicing away, but look at the jump and an outstanding dive right there. Derek Curiel keeping it scoreless.
SEC Baseball Tournament is presented by Regions Bank, official sponsor of the SEC. Well, there's the moon, and just above the moon, a little bit to the northwest. Is that Jupiter up there? Venus. That's Venus. Where's Jupiter? Jupiter's got to be somewhere up there, right?
There's one on the bottom right. Jupiter above.
Jupiter's above, and Venus is below.
Science class by Dave.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk it? We came here and we got a science lesson.
I don't even know how to respond to that. You're the first person that ever acknowledged that I even went to school.
Well, you always talk about the alma mater.
Yeah, we talk
You're
about
a Seminole.
athletics.
I mean, like, you talk about
It's been a great year. Hey,
yeah.
It's been a really good year. We lost a big player midway through the season. Thought the season was going to go spiraling out of control, but the Seminoles have been hanging in there on the cusp of maybe a national seed.
Okay. But we're not going to talk about the GPA or the academics.
No. Like how I veered off quickly.
You quickly transitioned out of that.
I got a diploma, and it was thanks.
It's a piece of paper.
And I'll see you later. 1-1 as we start things off here with Seth Dardar. He looks at a strike. Gavin Jones, just 20 innings of work. Gets the start in the game one of the SEC tournament. That's going to be a foul ball.
And this is the time where you hear those stories. The folklore comes out. Guys that maybe haven't pitched a lot or haven't maybe started, so they're in a new role, something they're not used to. You got to step up if you want to keep playing.
You know, and a lot of times I think to that point, he's like Skip Johnson also handles the pitching for Oklahoma, the head coach, and there's probably a few guys that he's watched that he feels can be starters, but it's just not the time to throw them in that role. But now is the time. So it's probably good for him to see what maybe he's got down the road.
Yeah, because as a junior, you go, okay, maybe he's talked about wanting to start. The stuff is there. Obviously, you love the fastball and go, hey, well, here's an opportunity. If he produces on this one, you get a chance to go, okay, we like what we saw coming into the fall. Maybe next year he gets opportunities to start.
At the knees, 97.
Well, I can tell you what, that pitch right there, I don't care what you do, start, relieve, it plays. I mean, you talk about the bottom of the box, 97 at the knees. There's no way you could do anything with that, but just look at it. Listen to that sound.
You know, there's always walking a fine line when you would say things like this, but that's the kind of pitch that'll make you a lot of money in college or pro.
Yeah, you're right.
Chris Stanfield. Chris missed some time with an injury, back on the field here the last couple of weeks. I got some action against Georgia and just kept going. A senior out of Tallahassee, Florida.
Oh, all the Seminoles up in here.
He started at Auburn, but yeah, he grew up probably, I'm going to say probably a Seminole fan. Well, he was talking about his experience at LSU. You know, obviously he's been to two beautiful campuses and two great universities, but he was just talking about how much he has just really loved being at Baton Rouge and with LSU baseball team. And of course, it doesn't hurt when you win a national title and being a big part of it.
Well, there's a lot to love when it comes to the LSU program and just the fan base and how they treat you as a player. I mean, you walk around campus and everybody knows you play baseball.
'96 chopper over to third base, handled there by Johnson. And that'll be 2 down. So that takes us to Jack Ruckert, the second baseman.
Second baseman, number 32, Jack Ruckert.
Ruckert, one of these guys that Jay Johnson has kind of leaned on, getting some of his younger players an opportunity when this season kind of went south for him. So going back to that discussion, let's see what we have. And that was his philosophy, and there's a challenge at the plate. So Dayton LeChant's first opportunity here tonight, and he gets it done. Call is overturned. 0-1 the count. That one misses outside. Of course, the SEC is using the experimental ABS challenge this SEC tournament. Every team starts the game with 3. If you win the challenge, you keep him. If you lose, obviously, you lose a challenge along the way. The catcher, the pitcher, and the batter, the only 3 that can challenge the call. It has to be, when I say immediate, 2 to 3 seconds after the pitch is made. You have to do the old tap of the hat or helmet. Otherwise, you will be denied.
Does that take away the need to try to frame a pitch? Because if you catch it and it's a strike, why do you, like right there, you caught that ball and tried to frame it on the outside part of the plate. I guess if you're a catcher, you get that one. And
a little high chopper. And Oklahoma has a relatively easy frame behind Gavin Jones. The Southeastern Conference has just been bringing home the hardware when it comes to the Men's College World Series. LSU, Tennessee. Boy, Tennessee's had a couple of teams you thought they should have won it, but they finally got one. Last 3 Golden Spikes Award winners. You see, it has been just a show for the SEC coming out with all those honors that go along with those national championships. And what about this Auburn team? I mean, they certainly have the makeup to go to Omaha, and once you get there, all bets are off.
Right. I mean,
could this be the year?
This could be. I mean, you're talking about a pitching staff that has led the SEC in ERA most of the year. Right there, those 3 boys. That's a part of that lineup. What is that? I think 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, Bub Terrell was in there.
Yeah, you got Rembert and Guevara all in that.
Trey Gamble, first pitch he sees, center field. Curiel makes the catch. 1 down. Well, here's the field of 64 projected seeds for the SEC at this time. Auburn right now is a number 7 national seed. Mississippi State is a 14 seed. They're kind of hosting a regional, but they were hoping that they could get 2 out of 3 last weekend and maybe be in that conversation for a top 8. But Texas A&M gets 2 out of 3, and they're the top 8.
Yeah, they stole that game at the end of that series.
Yeah. Brendan Brock with a fly ball. Well, they're testing Curiel early. For the value of being a top 8 national seed, you can't really say it enough. Being able to host a soup. Now you got to get it like Vanderbilt was the #1 overall seed last year, couldn't get out of their own regional.
But you got an opportunity when you have that, and most of these places, especially like you talked about Mississippi State, have become dominant home field advantages. It's a little different this year. Like LSU, we mentioned guys getting swept at home. How about Mississippi State had that 2-week stretch where Georgia and Tennessee walked in and run 6 straight at home. That's something you just don't do. Auburn won a series at the Dude. And so it's not what it used to be, but still you always want to have an opportunity to host and play in front of your fans.
Auburn put some money into some renovations, and Plainsman Park is certainly would be a great host to a super regional. I'm sure those boys would like that.
Yeah, second straight year. They hosted last year with Coastal Carolina.
Milam, gloves. Jay Johnson says he's the best shortstop ever at LSU. Well, LSU will have to win this thing if they want to even have a shot to get to Omaha, which starts on June 12th. Alabama, Texas A&M, Texas, and Georgia. Your top 4 seeds. They get the double bye. Tell you what, that is a really good group of teams. I think Alabama, to me, in a good way, maybe the surprise of the league in terms of finishing where they finished, a top 4 double bye for this team. I didn't necessarily see this coming. Great job by Rob Vaughn to get that team to win some games you didn't think maybe they had an opportunity to win, and they did.
Right. Well, even more of a job, great job by Jason Jackson, the pitching coach, because the offense is 15th of 16th in hitting.
Yeah.
The defense is 16 out of 16, so that bad. So the 2 phases of the game are almost dead last. Pitching staff 4th, and that's why they had 18 wins.
Well, it didn't take long for Skip Johnson to make a change on the mound as he gets Nick Weslowski. Goes from a left-hander to a right-hander. He starts things off with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball to Mason Braun, the top of the lineup. So Gavin Jones did his job. Can't believe he pulled him with no hitter after 1. Ground ball back up the middle.
You just jinxed it that fast.
Throw to second and got him. Braun was trying to sneak into second base, hoping Oklahoma might be sleeping on him, but the Sooners get it done defensively.
Dave, we talked about it in the first game how big the outfield is, and a ball like this is an opportunity, but he slows up a little bit, and you see he stutter steps around first base, and he's just out by a second. If he runs hard the whole way, I think Braun gets there. He was frustrated at himself. Ooh, that might have been a challengeable call right there if you're Braun. Watch the glove go right in the middle.
Definitely close enough to take a look. Omar Cerna will step in, the 2-hole hitter.
One thing, Oklahoma will do. If they go to the bullpen, they're going to be bringing in guys with absolute elite stuff. Fastballs, I mean, it seems like every single guy throws 95 plus. Wazlowski's another guy just like that.
Top of the third inning, scoreless. LSU and Oklahoma. It's crazy to think we just said Oklahoma and LSU in the SEC baseball tournament. Still, 2 years into it,
It does feel weird. Yeah, like you start seeing all their appearances and everything, and it's like Oklahoma, second tournament. Well, you talked about Auburn doing a lot of the renovations of their stadium. See some of the renderings for what Oklahoma has coming. I think it's like 40-something to $60 million project going to happen in Norman. If it looks anything like the softball park, they're going to be doing good.
Well, I think what happened was Oklahoma got in this league and they toured the other facilities and they're
like,
like, whoa. Yeah. Fouled off at the plate.
Yeah, and then they started talking to recruits and they're like, well, have you seen the other places? And they go, well, now we have. So this is what we got to get done. But give Coach Johnson the resources and he's going to produce a winner.
Cerna flew out his first time up, and he will look at one outside. 2-2 the count. Cerna, the true freshman out of Houston, Texas, the #1 ranked catcher in Texas. #4 overall prospect behind the plate, coming out of high school. And he draws a walk. And here's a chance for Derek Carriel with one down.
Number 6, Derek Carriel.
Wazlowski, the freshman, on the mound. Out of McKinney, Texas, working against the sophomore Carriel. Oklahoma got 2 innings out of Gavin Jones. Meeting on the mounts, Kyle Branch, the second baseman, the first one there. Skip Johnson out to the mound. One of the most well-respected pitching coaches in the country. When Jim Wells, who you played for at Alabama, when he come out to the mound, did he cover up his mouth or
no?
Yeah, whatever was on his mind, we were all going to hear it.
There was no, because all this started, what was like the ESPN commercial, right? I think it was David Wright. They started covering the glove. Yeah, you didn't do that back in the day. But now, like, because we also, how many games did we have on TV? Like, one, you didn't play on TV until you made Omaha. You had like one game on like a CSS, and then if you made Omaha, you got to play on TV. Now, every single game these kids play, so I can see how the scouting would be obviously different. But come on, if somebody's reading lips that well, like, he's probably come to tell me to stay closed, or, giving me some mechanical advice.
Carriel fouls that one. 2-1 the count. Had that 43-game on-base streak last year, 5th longest in LSU history. The great Dylan Cruz has a school record. That ball's fouled out of play. That 23 team that won the national title that Cruz was on. They played 71 games. He reached base in every one. I mean, so many times guys come out of high school and you get all these perfect game ranking. You name it, Prep Baseball Report, all of them that do it. And some do live up to that. Some play well, but maybe not live to that extreme, and some just don't get it done. But there's a two-time National Prep Player of the Year in Curiel, and he has played like it as he slaps this one into left center. They're going to send Cerna. The throw home, not in time. Derek Curiel doing Derek Curiel things.
It's just such a pretty swing by Curiel. I mean, the ball's just leaking back over the plate. Change up away. Look at it floating. He just stays on that ball, drives it into the gap. And Cerna, look, the catcher slows up a little bit, but watch Brock misplay that ball, just cuts in on him, and that misplay allows him. Coach Short at third base got the arm rolling, and Cerna's like, oh, I haven't gone from first to home in a long time.
Looks like that back's feeling better for Cerna. So they'll score that a single and then an error. Out in left field by Brendan Brock. So no RBI for Derek Curiel. Cade Arambidi. He walked his first time up.
The catcher's challenged in the call of ball.
So there is a strike. So LaChance, I think he's 2 for 2 now.
And he had the facial expression like, yeah, I knew that. Come on, let's go.
So far through 3 games, not counting tonight, there have been 25 challenges on balls and strikes. That is a strike. And 3 pitches, and Arambidi is heading back to the dugout.
Well, Dave, you want to talk about nasty. I mean, we've seen the fastballs down in the zone 95. This is a nasty hook, 80 miles an hour, and you can see it just tumbling over. Not quite 12-6, but enough drop. Look at that, coming right above the knees.
Now Stephen Milam to the plate. By the way, 14 of the 25 that have been challenged through the first 3 games were overturned. That's 56% rate. 20 of the 25 challenges have come from the catcher. You've had 5 challenges from the batter. And obviously that leaves the pitcher without any. The 3 that can do it, pitcher, catcher, and hitter. So I think that there has been a definite edict coming from these coaching staffs that the pitchers are not allowed.
Oh, absolutely. Don't do it.
Milam pops it up in the infield. Camden Johnson. Oh, took a little stutter step there, but he was all over it. Derek Curiel with a big base hit, giving LSU a 1-0 lead. When we come back, we'll visit with LSU's 2-time national championship skipper, Jay Johnson. Good crowd on day number 1 here, the final game of the day. LSU and Oklahoma. Tigers lead at 1-0. Dave Neal, Lance Cormier, and Jay Johnson joining us in the dugout. And Coach, first thing I got to ask you about is William Schmidt was expected to get the start tonight. Late scratch. What can you tell us?
Yeah, he came down. He said he was not able to go. His back tightened up on him. We're always going to do what's in the best interest of the player, particularly the pitcher. And so we made a late switch, and Grant's out there doing a good job so far.
Well, Coach, how about Derek Curiel? We talked about him a little bit in the break, but he's already made the defensive play in that second inning and then a big hit right there. What has he meant to your ball club? Yeah,
everything. I mean, he's just a baseball player through and through. He's going to make a pro team really happy here in the first round of the draft, and certainly he's made us happy. We've known him since he was in 7th grade, and he's been everything you want a big recruit, if you will, that shows up to do and be. And big reason we won the national championship, and big reason it's 1-0 tonight.
All right, buddy. We'll let you get going. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate you. I'll say it again. I had LSU a couple weeks ago, and I said it on the air, so LSU fans just, they've heard me once. If there's anybody that's going to fix this, it's that guy. There are people that work as hard as him, but there aren't any that work any harder than him. And I mean that sincerely. I've been around him a lot the last 2 years, and I've kind of seen behind the curtain. And he is a grinder, and he's going to figure it out. Called strike 3. I mean, look, I don't think he's the first guy that's going to have a great run, win some national championships, and have to go hit the portal and plug in guys and are going to miss some guys. It just, you don't know. I mean, you just really don't know what it's. Putting on this jersey, by the way, putting on this purple jersey, that's got to be a heavy weight for a lot of kids. It's like a vest.
Right. Well, I mean, same thing for the coach. I mean, you got to understand when you come into this type of atmosphere at LSU, the history there, obviously Skip Bertman, you're always going to be in those types of shadows. But he respected it. He just bought into it. He knows what he needs to do, and he knows this is a place that you could spend a lifetime in. 2 national champions. I think if you went out 8, 10 more years, if he's there, there's probably 2 more, at least.
It'll be interesting to see what this team looks like next year. There's a young sophomore, Pearson at third base, Ruckert the freshman. I mean, there are some young people on this team that look like they can fill those voids, but you got to get some others to join them.
Right, and that's where you're wishful thinking, because you see that SO by Derek Curiel's name and you're like, oh, he's a sophomore, you got him next. No. Draft eligible sophomore. So if he would obviously plug and play next year. Unbelievable. But I mean, when you talk about recruiting at the high school level, at the portal level, LSU does it as good as anybody.
They just got to clean up the arms. It has been a struggle on the mound. They are electric arms. I mean, they are some of the best arms, but if you can't throw a strike, doesn't do anybody any good.
Right. What did the Nationals have all over their complex in spring training? No one cares how hard you throw a ball for.
That's right. That ball's lifted out to left. Stanfield, long run. Branch will stop at first as Stanfield got there in a hurry. So a 1-out single for Oklahoma. You know, there are nights where Casey Evans, I saw one against Oklahoma where he looked as dominant. He looked like he could have been the best pitcher in the country. The consistency has not been there. It's been the whole thing with this starting rotation. There's been no consistency.
Speaking of Evans, right there is available, and we thought if Schmidt couldn't go and Evans is available, why wouldn't you just move him up there? But he said it's a good opportunity for Grant Fontenot to get out there. And heck, I mean, they're averaging 3 1/3 innings from a starter, and right now we have Fontenot into 3rd inning with 1 out. I mean, you 1 pitch away, and he's doing pretty much what the starters have done all year.
Dardar having to get some new leather. Seems to me at first base, you want to make sure your stitches are good.
You got to make sure the pocket, the ball can't slide through. Yeah, that's the glove you need to be where it needs to be.
Fontenot getting an opportunity, and so far has looked the part. Good thing he found that before somebody like Milam threw him a 94-mile-an-hour fastball across the diamond.
I love how he's showing it. Like, no, I'm not lying. I'm not trying to go back to the dugout here. It's got a hole in it. You see Dardar covers his ear and steps away from the bag because he's got the earpiece, or he knows the pitches, and you're starting to hear the first baseman. If it's loud enough, the hitter can tell what the pitch is coming. So if you have a base runner that might want to steal, he hears curveball coming, he might take that pitch.
Does Dardar have the earpiece, or does he have the speaker?
I think the speaker in his hat.
Yeah, because most first baseman and catcher, they'll go to the earpiece. Again, if you're new to the technology, you're allowed 14 devices. You can keep a couple of them in the dugout. You can give everybody in the field one if you want the earpieces, so that the coaches can communicate. You can have it there's some that have speaker in the inside of the hat. You'll see catchers with the earpiece, the actual earpiece, the plastic earpiece in the ear because of what you just talked about in the first baseman. But most of the other players will have, the pitchers, for instance, just have the little speaker in the inside of the cap. But you see Aaron Beatty's earpiece hanging out. But you get 14 of those, and you can do whatever you want with the 14.
Yeah, Milam's got the earpiece and playing the shortstop, right? He's nowhere near a base runner usually. I wonder how loud. I haven't heard how loud they are.
Well, loud enough for the base runner to hear it. Jason Walk 0 for 1. Kyle Branch down there at first base. You see Walk on the year, 242 with 3 homers. Branch just 5 stolen base attempts on the year. He has swiped 3 bags. This guy at the plate, Jason Walk, is 14 of 19. Ground ball. Rucker with the play. The shovel. Milam couldn't hang on to it. I think he was just trying to stretch a little too far and couldn't maintain possession. Heck of a play by Rucker just to get to it.
Yeah, watch how far, Dave, he has to travel in the hole, up the middle. He's in the 4-hole deep that way. He has to travel a long way. The dive gets the ball out, but like you said, yeah, Milam trying to stretch it out there. Look at the effort right there. You also have speed on first base as well. Branch getting there.
So first and second now with 1 out. Line, that's a base hit. That's going to get a run home. Branch turns the corner. Throw cut off by Milam. And we are all tied up at 1.
Camden Johnson, we saw the last 10 games, has been on fire. He remains hot right here. 3 straight singles. This one line drive over the shortstop. It is a beautiful swing, and from the left-hander, when they go opposite field, line drive over the shortstop, that's like perfection when you watch the game.
And here's Dayton LaChance. The 3-hole hitter grounded out his first time. They will reset the pitch clock. LaChance, 335. Jay Johnson coming up to that top step. This might be it for Grant Fontenot. And here comes Jay, and it will be the end of the night. Top of this lineup, second time through, starting to barrel some baseballs against Fontenot, and Jay Johnson going to make the change. So we'll update it when we come back. We're tied at 1 here at Hoover. Well, Oklahoma has responded after LSU took an early 1-0 lead. They have produced 3 hits to this point and a run on the board. We tied at 1. And LSU trying to quiet the Sooners' bats. Grant Fontenot goes 2 1/3, 3 hits, strikeout and a walk. And he'll turn it over to this guy, Gavin Guidry, making his 20th appearance of the year, the junior out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. 4-3 on the season. I mean, his strikeout to walk ratio is pretty solid, 53-18 and 40 1/3.
Yeah, you got to love the 53 punch outs. I mean, this is a guy that has been through the battles. You see the 20th appearance, 4-3 on the year, 1 save in his 40 innings, but it's a fastball, for the most part, fastball curveball combo up to 96, but he relies on the curveball. So you're going to see probably 40% curveballs, no matter if it's a right-hander or left-hander. Guy's got a good one.
Been used quite a bit this year after receiving a medical red shirt last year with a back injury. And now he gets to walk in here and face the 3-hole hitter Dayton LaChance with 2 on and only 1 out. And LaChance has been red hot for the Sooners. That one's way off the plate. That's Jason Walk out at second. Camden Johnson's over at first.
You know, Oklahoma's got the guys on base that they want. I mean, you're talking Walk's got 14 bags, Camden Johnson's got 26, and you can see Johnson, the way he takes his lead, he's got a big one, right? Because you're the trail runner, but he's already got his body toward second base, and his eyes are solely on Jason Walk. If he takes off, so will Johnson.
Boy, an awkward swing from LaChance, chases one down in the dirt. Give a guy who's been this hot, give him a break or two.
So
at the
you give
plate.
him a break. Don't worry about it, right? He's going to move on. And I love how he got out of the box, just reset the mind.
Throw back to second, not in time. That ball is smashed. Will it stay fair? That is a mammoth foul ball. That ball had to go further. That ball went a lot further than 413 feet.
That's as far as TrackMan can go here on the stadium down there, because there's some cars that had to dodge that ball.
Called strike 3. Boy, Guidry comes back with 93 miles an hour and gets LaChance coming off a 3-home run game.
Boy, how about this turn of events? You get one of these balls that is absolutely crushed, but look at LaChance. He loves to get the hands out. He does right there, and that ball hooks just a little bit. And so I love the fact right here. Perfect spot for Guidry. The fastball down and in, ties up that hitter's hands, doesn't give him a chance.
Goes 93 to get the strikeout of LaChance, and then throws a nice little sub-80 changeup to Willits. Willits smoked one out to center field his first time up. Willits at 279 on the season. his elbow guard off on that swing. And it's 2-2. A chance for Guidry to get out of this mess.
This would be a huge momentum boost. After 3 straight singles, got on the board. You're in the middle part of that lineup. Guidry coming in.
Aaron Beatty wants to challenge it.
The catcher's challenging the call of ball.
I know it's a ball, but I like it. I mean, could be a possible game-changing call. You get that call and it's a strikeout. Get out of a big inning. Stay away from the 3-2 pitch right here.
That's what's coming to Jackson Willits. Drops a breaking ball in there, and Jackson says, I want to challenge that one.
The batter's challenging the call of strike.
He's taking all the gear off. One way or the other, he's going to take the gear off. And it is a ball. Boy, Jackson wasted no time in tapping the helmet. And now they're loaded.
That's knowing the strike zone right there by Willits. Just confidence, seeing the ball down, got the foot down early, saw the breaking ball up. Yeah, you're right, Dave. He wasted 0 time.
And now Trey Gamble. First pitch he sees, high fly ball, shallow right field. Braun, long run, calls off Ruckert and makes the catch. So the Sooners will leave them loaded. They do pick up a run. We are all tied at 1 after 3. You might recognize that guy. He played on this field with the Birmingham Barons during his baseball days. Of course, the Barons have a brand new ballpark. Well, not brand new anymore, but in downtown Birmingham, gorgeous facility. But this is where Michael Jordan bought the bus for the team.
Right, that's the story. Is he bought the bus. What are you remembered for? I bought the bus.
I bought the bus. That's what I did. Nighttime here with LSU and Oklahoma. Crazy things over the years have happened at night at the Hoover Met with LSU. So far, nothing crazy has happened. John Pearson, 248 hitter with 8 homers, stepping up to the plate. Here's a guy I think that Jay Johnson believes next year can really create. He loves him as a hitter. Thinks he can really knows the strike zone, can really swing it, and just hasn't popped this year. I'll be anxious to see what happens with John next season.
Especially you get some opportunities, a little summer ball, get some more ABs, and like you said, get that swing down, but coming in as a junior looking to be that leader.
Tried to hit one about 413 feet himself there. 6 feet 235. The sophomore out of West Monroe, Louisiana, at the plate. Of course, obviously, those that follow LSU know this. I mean, just a super baseball family. Older brother Jacob drafted by the Angels in the 3rd round in the 2017 draft. Josh, big part of last year's national title LSU team, won a couple of national championships. Ooh. Of course, mom and dad run the Pearson Baseball Academy in West Monroe.
It was like that. West Monroe is like a university. It's one of those types of schools. Like you go play there and you're like, whoa, this is different. This high school is different than everybody else's.
That is just off the plate. And Big John draws a walk. So a leadoff walk gets things started for LSU. Nick Wisloski working into his 2nd inning. Gave up a couple of hits and a run. Unearned on his part. Seth Dardar struck out his first time. That was against Gavin Jones. What a big cut from Dardar. A redshirt senior, another Louisiana kid, but he started at Columbia, 3 years there before going to Kansas State, and now back in the great state of Louisiana. 1-2 the count. Dardar this year hitting .267. Last year at Kansas State at .326 with 13 homers. Oh, and that one catches the chance on the backswing. Was that the baseball or was that his hand?
No, that's his hand.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it sounded like it was the baseball, but it was 100% his hand.
Call it a foul ball.
Yeah, they're calling him out.
Okay, I heard that on that replay, foul ball.
LSU's dugout was called foul ball.
Yeah, I thought it was a strikeout.
Yeah, he didn't hit it. He straight up hit the hand.
I think that's what Skip Johnson was coming out to make sure that that was a strikeout. He popped out of the dugout in a hurry. Jay Johnson now out there saying foul ball.
The chance's hand says otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he got under it. It did not get under the hand, though. So that's going to go down as a strikeout. Both of these head coaches back into their respective dugouts. And that's the first out. Pearson's still hanging out over there at first base. And Chris Stanfield will come in. Stanfield grounded out his first time up. Chops this one foul. Stanfield been bothered by that bad hamstring. Again, available to play against Georgia a couple of weekends ago. Saw a little bit of action. and feeling much better last weekend. But both of those last 2 weekends, I mean, not exactly the greatest way to finish the regular season. Swept by Georgia, swept by Florida. You come in here having lost 6 straight.
No, tough teams you had to play, right?
Yeah.
Georgia won 23 of their 30 games, and then Florida's playing really good baseball, but still, that's one thing you don't think LSU's ever going to do is go back-to-back sweeps, and especially ending the season at Alex Box.
And Tigers swept 4 times this year. They won 3 of 10 SEC series.
Look at that. 73 runs in those 6 games.
Well, I did 2 of the Georgia games, and the middle game of that series, I believe that 2 teams combined for 23 walks and 5 hit batters. Throw down to second is way out. Boy, Willips, though, what a play by the shortstop, and they get Pearson, who thought the ball sailed into center field. How about Willits? Are you kidding me?
Look at the smile on his face right there. That was a beautiful deke. That's how you draw it up, right? Go from the knees. Dayton the chance, chunks it into center field, but watch Willits from his shortstop position, always backing up.
Look like a wide receiver on a post pattern. I got it. Yeah.
The perfect time. Pearson, as he slides, he sees Willits turning around like he doesn't have the ball. Oh, that was just perfect from Willits.
And then, of course, a base hit happens. That kind of summarizes how it's gone for LSU. Gosh. Stanfield will get the high five for the base knock with 2 down, but could have been an RBI. And the look says it all with Jay Johnson.
We went through this a lot with South Carolina in that first game we did today. A lot of things just went wrong, and we're like, that's just kind of how the season's going, and you see stuff like this.
See Pearson here. I didn't think he had the ball.
2 different combos. Pearson going, oh, I didn't, and then Jackson Willits, when he gets in dug, be like, we did it. We finally got it to work.
Jack Ruckert 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. Tell you what, there are a lot of really good shortstops in this league, and sometimes because of the guys like Justin LeBron, who we talk about all the time, or Stephen Milam, for example. But I would put him up in that group as well. Jackson Willits. I'll tell you, the other guy that gets overlooked is Georgia's shortstop, Colby Branch.
And when you talk about maybe most consistent all around with the bat, with the power, team leadership, with the glove, you know, pro prospect might not be your best, right? We talk about Justin LeBron, maybe the best athlete when it comes to shortstop. Lawson at Florida, really good ball player. But Branch, man, he just is one of those guys. He's just a winner.
Yeah.
And that would be Kyle Branch's brother.
Second baseman for Oklahoma. I asked Colby in Athens a couple weeks ago. I said, so what do your parents do like for games on the weekends? And he says, my dad, he's a baseball guy, man. He just goes to the best series. That one's down the line and left. Brendan Brock on the run. Oh, what a catch. What a catch in foul territory by Brock, sliding into the wall. That'll get the Sooners off the field.
Boy, watch how far he has to go with this one, Dave. I mean, you talk about a lot of ground to cover. The Hoover Med big outfield. This ball slicing away. Stays up just long enough. Slide when you get too close to the wall. Nice job, Brock. What a play. We got Jay Johnson, or Skip Johnson actually coming up.
Boy, what a catch by Brendan Brock to get the Sooners off the field and back into the dugout as he slides in foul territory. Dave Neal, Lance Cormier back here in Hoover, the SEC tournament. There is Skip Johnson, head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners. Coach, thanks for joining us. Talk me through being in this tournament. You were here last year. What's this like in terms of getting your team ready, the excitement level? How do your players approach this?
I mean, it's like a mini Omaha for us, you know. I mean, you get a police escort to the stadium. You get prepared like it, big crowds. I mean, you know, it's SEC, so it's great.
Well,
how about that catch like Lance Cormier in the first,
you
the
like
first
that,
game,
Coach?
huh? Yeah, that was nice.
How about the play, though, from Willits right there? Yeah. Just the deke and the backup. What does he mean to the ball club?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a baseball player, and that's what's great about him. He knows how to play baseball, and he's like having another coach on the field.
Hey, Coach, I got to say this. You saw Lance's catch at the foul ball, but do you see how I gave him the room to operate up here?
Oh, yeah. Get in there. Get in there. Get out of line. Let's go.
There you go. Hey, listen, we'll let you get going. Hey, always great to catch up with you. We'll see you this week. Thanks, buddy.
See you guys. Thanks.
I could talk to him forever, but we're not allowed to.
But he would, though.
I know.
And he would just yell just like that.
By the way, a rare error, a very rare error right there from Stephen Monster Milam.
But with the ball going in the hole, Brock out of the box from the left side, don't know if he would have made that play anyway, but probably does. But how about when he talks about this is like a mini Omaha, the police escorts. Like, as a player, Dave, this is the closest you're going to be to the big leagues, the way they treat you. I mean, this goes all the way back to my freshman year, 1999. You had a police escort then, so, I mean, it's only gotten better the way they take care of these kids, and they get, you know, gifts when they get here like it's a bowl game. They, you know, do all these types of stuff, and he's right. I mean, this is a mini Omaha, and this is as close to me for the big league experience as you can get.
Sooners, no out, runner at first. Deshaun Harris at the plate, 0 for 1. Chops that one foul. Still shocked to see an error from Stephen Milam. That's just his 4th error of the year. Came in fielding 986. You know, we can't overlook, as far as shortstops go, we can't overlook Tyler Bell, Kentucky. Come on now.
I mean, like, I think we could just go down each roster and go, oh, we forgot about that. Yeah. I mean, like, that's just how the star power at the shortstop position, because when you look at, hey, who would you want your best player to be? It's probably that guy, right? Maybe it's your catcher because, hey, you want your vocal leader. Like, we got a guy like Georgia has Daniel Jackson behind the plate. Little punch out. Guidry, another breaking ball down. That one's a slider. But as a coach, I would want my best player to be that shortstop. You know, Coach Johnson just talked about, not Reggie Willits, Jackson Willits, as a coach on the field, and that's what you want to see from your shortstop. And boy, in this league, we got some good ones.
Dayton Taki 0 for 1. Boy, Guidry has looked super sharp here tonight. In relief of Grant Fontenot, who got a super short notice, maybe 20 minutes.
Fire drill.
Runner goes. Aaron Beatty's throw down to Milam. Boy, what a quick tag, but not in time. Milam, of course, does the old earmuffs. Let's take another look. I don't know if Jay Johnson is feeling it. I think they are.
Well, if you're going to listen to one guy when Stephen Milam says to challenge, you're probably going to challenge.
And that is what.
I'm not saying it's going to challenge, but like low key, I thought low key.
By the way, if you're curious about why we have kind of sat on a camera or two, we just had some technical issues. Been a long day for the truck. A little overheat going on back there. Hopefully we can get things situated. We've got so many cameras out here. We'd love to show you all of them, but right now we're just kind of stuck. Let's see. There you go. Let's see if this works. Hey, now. Somebody must have hit the reset button, and he'll be in there safely. Left hand got in there. All right, that's good. Maybe.
Oh, does he come off? I think that might be
what Milam's talking about, but he's not tagging him.
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't stay with him. That might be one you want the shortstop to keep that glove on that leg and maybe use a little push.
So we got our cameras back. Nope. So here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss from Dayton Taki. 1-2.
Big thing for me with Guidry is he came in and established the fastball in the first part of the inning, and so now it made the Sooner hitters go, okay, wait, if he's going to pitch with the fastball, and now he's going predominantly breaking ball, making it impossible to know what's coming.
Boy, down in the dirt. That one gets past Aaron Beatty. The throw to first not in time, and that one gets away from Dardar, and a run's going to score. Oh, my goodness. Gift wrap for Oklahoma, and they'll take it and say thank you very much.
Don't know if this is exactly how you draw up the chaos, but this is something that they do. They run, put pressure on the defense, so off the strikeout, you obviously have little ball gets by the catcher. I thought he should have kept that in his pocket, and obviously that would have been the better call.
Taki 1 for 1 today. Or excuse me, Kyle Branch 1 for 1 today. Looks at that breaking ball in there for a strike.
That's nasty. Perfect spot. Outer third, right at the bottom of the zone. Guidry's not afraid to throw you 8 straight curveballs, sliders.
He's been sitting 92, 93 with that fastball.
I'm saying it's good enough.
Yep.
Everything you need, especially with how good the breaking ball is.
The 0-2 on Branch. Got him with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. That'll be out number 2. Location, location, location. Guidry came in with an ERA just under 7, but you watch him pitch. It's like a lot of these guys. There are certain nights you watch him pitch, and you're like, how are their numbers like that?
It's because the nights that they're not on, they're walking guys and giving up the big hits. But you're right, when they throw strikes, the stuff is there. And that's, I think, the part of the staff that you go like, man, like what happened? You were good last game and you're not good this game. But it comes down. We always have this talk. They're college kids.
Yep.
You know,
it's the answer to a lot of things.
18 to 22-year-olds, there's inconsistencies in there, right? I mean, it's just what it is.
Walk is 1 for 2 tonight. That one just missed inside. The junior out of Acworth, Georgia. His 3rd season with the Sooners. Runner goes, throw down is in time. Boy, Milam is just super quick with the hands out there at second base. And let's see if Oklahoma wants to do anything with this. LSU jogging off the field, so there'll be no challenge. And we have played 4 here in Hoover, and the Sooners lead it by 1.
Yeah, how about this throw? Aaron Beatty with a bullet, but even better play by Milam, and also takes a shot with Taki. Little shoulder.
It's a clash of clubs with championship pedigrees. That ball lays into left field. It gets down. Lines one up the middle. It gets down.
The Tigers got it all going downhill right now, boys.
Incentive's pounding the strike zone. He's the guy you want on the mound.
He's gone. That's 9 for Anthony Ianson. And that's it. Tiger Town is Title Town again.
What a thrill for LSU. Win a national championship last year, but obviously the follow-up has not been as kind. And tell you what, it's been a tough road for some of these teams coming off a national championship to maintain it. The only one that finished up with a winning record was Tennessee the following year in conference play.
Yeah, the top two, the Mississippi State Ole Miss years, they went through a rash of injuries. And there's been some injuries on this LSU staff, but some ineffectiveness is, and the staff and the lineup has done this.
Well, LJ Mercurius now, the junior, getting the baseball. It has been up and down. It is, you know, we use the term roller coaster ride. I think LJ has been on a roller coaster all year. It has been either really good or not so good.
Yeah, when you look at those numbers, right? 79 punch outs in the 58 innings. That's great. Less hits than innings. The walks aren't that bad. The stuff is electric, so it's perplexing to go like, what's going on? Because he was unbelievably dominant early in the year, and when he's gotten the SEC, it just hasn't happened.
Well, it just the last two outings just kind of typify it. At Arkansas 2 weeks ago, an inning and a third and a start, gives up 6 hits and 5 earned runs, and then comes back last week against Tennessee, who's been swinging it so well. Pitches an inning, gets a couple of strikeouts, no damage done, and Skip Johnson hoping he's getting the good LJ.
And he is a guy that obviously we've talked about starting, so he's got a lot of innings and the pitch count can go deep. So if he can give you some length right here with the lead.
And that hit him in the arm. That is the 10th batter he's hit this year.
You know, when you add up the 10 hit by pitches with those 20 walks, then that starts putting a batter per every other inning, and then you mix in the big hits. That's how the ERA starts to climb.
Cerna slaps that one foul. See, now's the night. If your parents let you stay out late, this would be the time to come to the ballpark if you're looking for some BP balls.
Oh. Crowd starts to get away, right? Any fly ball. Oh.
Now, why'd we give it to him?
Well, it's a Tiger. A Tiger hit it. You got to give it to a little Tiger kid.
Okay. A lot of thought went into that. You gave me a foul ball today. I appreciate it. I'm like your little kid.
I'm a little kid.
Yeah. It's got blood on it from you, though, but we're good.
I told my little guy who's out there on the berm on the opposite side, and I said, hey, man, I caught a foul ball. He goes, in the booth? I said, yeah. He goes, what'd you do with it? I said, well, I gave it to Mr. Davis. He said, why?
Yeah. Base hit to the left side for Omar Cerna.
Well, the Tigers keep coming back. This is where you want the part of the lineup, right? Get Braun on, nobody out. Cerna comes up with another knock, a little 6-hole special. Just get the head out and just roll over. It's a good effort right there, but not able to make that play. Ken Johnson tries a quick hop. And now all of a sudden you got right where you want to be for LSU. You got 2 guys on, nobody out, and you got your first-round pick, Derek Curiel. Jay Johnson's going to take that offensive timeout right now and wants to talk about it.
Skip Johnson out to the mound. A lot going on.
Oh, I guess he doesn't have to do the offensive timeout if Skip walks out there. And this is just kind of how it's been for LJ Mercurius. Parts of the year have been dominant. There's parts of the year where it's looked like this.
Middle of the season, he just really found himself in a funk against Texas. 2 innings, 10 hits, 7 earned runs. Followed that up with an inning and a third against Alabama, 5 hits, 7 earned runs. And things kind of quieted down a little bit. And then had a couple other bad outings.
Well, Skip Johnson moved him out of the or backed him up one time and then moved him out of the rotation, tried to get something figured out because the stuff is good. And if you can just get him back on track, but man, back-to-back 7 spots can really mess with the psyche.
He comes in to face the top of the lineup, and he hits Mason Braun, gives up a single to Cernan. Now you get Derek Curiel. He's trying to lay the bunt down. Is that going to stay fair or foul? And they'll scoop it up in foul territory. What a nice athletic move by Mercurius. Hop over that ball and let Johnson handle it.
I love how he bounces off the mound because you know you have to get there quick, and then you're right. Once Johnson's calling him off, saying let go, let go. Perfect job. You see it foul, get it out of the way.
Remember the old days when you just put the lime down and it would like, you pack it on top of the pack and it would like be an inch up. That ball would have stayed fair. Now it's just the paint and they go over it after every game and it's smooth. Yeah, those Little League parks, they didn't get the kind of the treatment that Hoover Met's getting after every game.
When you talk about, I mentioned the closest thing to the big leagues, like Coach Johnson said, with the police escorts, how they treat you. When it comes to the playing surface, 1,000,000% closest to the big leagues. This is every bit of the best part of the field you'll be on, especially that mound. You could be in the 8th inning and there's no holes. It's perfect. Doesn't matter what the other guy does.
Curiel slaps it down the line. It's going to get in there for a base hit. Pass Brock to the wall. 1 run is in. Cerna coming to third. He'll stop there. Derek Curiel. We are tied at 2.
You're right, tied at 2, but we got more happen. We got second and third. Nobody out for the Tigers. Another inside out. Just shooting the ball the other way. Perfectly placed. Curiel just does a great job of head down, nose on the barrel, stays through that ball. Fastball in, shoots it that way. Didn't know if we'd see Omar Cerna going from first to home again, but he said, let me stop at third base with nobody out.
2 hits tonight for Derek Curiel. And here is Cade Arambidi. A walk and a strikeout. Dialed off at the plate. 1-1 the count to Arambidi. Arambidi 9th in the league in home runs. Boy, that one just scoots past the chance. Runners will have to get back in a hurry. Boy, Cerna was halfway down the line, and Curiel behind him was 3/4 of the way to third base.
Well, it was a good job by Curiel not to run him down. It's one of those where he read it, and then he read it again, and then if he goes, he's safe because LaChance bobbles that ball again. But with nobody out, don't want to make this an out. You don't want to give away a run. That's how you lose a big inning, right? You give away outs on the base path.
The 1-2 just off the plate. 2-2. Arambidi came in hitting .343 in SEC games with 12 homers. Hit a couple of home runs last weekend against Florida. Not going to get one here. That is out number 1 of the inning.
About a huge strikeout right there. LJ Mercurius goes just to the old number 1. Sometimes you just got to rear back, let it eat, see what happens. 96 running back over the inner third part of the plate. Gets the punch out. Much needed.
Stephen Milam. Stevens' average just dropped under 300. He's at 298. Been hit by a pitch and popped up. Ten homers for Steven this year. 47 runs batted in. To third base. Play is at home. Oh, LaChance can't hold on to it. Tried to make the tag, and Cerna looks like he's hurt. He'll pop up for a moment and touch home plate. And then Curiel wisely did not step on home until he knew Cerna had touched home.
Yeah, I caught that live, Dave. That was perfect. A little nubber off the end of the bat. Camden Johnson does a great job. He's charging. The throw, he pulls it to the side. Cerna, they don't know if he touches home, and Curiel is right there, and look at him wait. Cerna goes back, touches it. Curiel finishes it off.
What a heads-up play by Curiel. How many guys would have just kept going home and touched the plate?
I think he touched it, though, but he had his hand stepped on. But you're right. Didn't know, make sure. Well, Coach Jay Johnson said, hey, just a baseball player, right?
4-2 lead now as Cerna and Curiel score. Boy, it did look like a spike maybe got Cerna in the hand.
Or I guess
he
ran through the spike, but
the fingers just jammed into LaChance's cleat.
Well, and that's why these guys wear those oven mitts.
Oh. Well, he walked all the way immediately underneath the tunnel where we can't even get a shot of him in that locker room.
That last one was a good view. You could see the hand go underneath the cleats. And for him, that's his right hand, right? That's your throwing hand.
Here is Pearson on a 1-0 count. And immediately running into that tunnel. Yikes. Pearson will look at a strike. 2-1. Pearson was deked his last time up, got on base via the walk, and then was deked by Jackson Willits on an overthrow to second base. Thought it went to center field. He got up trying to go to third, and Willits had the baseball, and they were able to get him out. Willits was smiling then, not smiling right now.
Right, that's what I was about to say. How this game ends up is how that play is remembered, right?
Yeah.
You can laugh about it if you end up on the winning side. You lose by one, you would have been the tying run. I mean, that's how you play it out, right?
Here's the 3-1, and that one's up. So first and second. Only one out. Well, I know this is single elimination. I mean, you got to try to win the game now. There is no tomorrow at this event. There is a tomorrow for Oklahoma in terms of NCAA baseball, but still, you don't want to run through a bunch of arms on a Tuesday night here. That ball smoked out to right, but I think it's been cut, so it's going to float in the air. And it's cut off, and that'll be out number 2. Boy, big swing from Dardar, and just cut it too much.
Yeah, a little top spin on it. Off the bat, it looked like it was like, oh, wow. And then you could tell, you see Deshaun Harris coming in, got too much of the top spin, and Harris does a good job of keeping the runner at second base.
Left fielder, number 1, Chris Stanfield.
Here's Stanfield, 1 for 2. He looks at a first pitch strike. Stanfield hitting .256 against the league this year, which is better than his overall average at .231 when he started today. We got a balk. That'll move Pearson to second, and that'll move Milam to third. I didn't see what he did.
Yeah, this is the part where the coaching staff, when you look at it, you go, I need my guy to be better, right? You see he flinches right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's the part where you're going, hey, is his mind fully locked in, or is he letting the game affect him?
He just threw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And a little frustrated as LSU takes the lead.
Boy, you talked about it earlier, Dave. Curiel doing Curiel things. This is what happens, right? A beautiful swing, a little celebration with his boys. And how about a smart baseball play? Just making sure Omar Cerna touches home plate after the little injury. You see him stop right here. I mean, that's just a smart baseball play. The Tigers are up 4-2 here in Hoover.
The 2026 SEC Baseball Tournament on the SEC Network, presented by Regions Bank. Closing in on about 11:45 Eastern Time, 10:45. If we stayed local right here, 10:45, it doesn't seem so bad, does it?
Nope.
Yeah, it's a short day. 4-2 our score. LSU out in front. Gavin Guidry has been sharp out of the bullpen. See if he can continue that with the lead now for LSU. I mean, look at that inning and 2/3, no hits, 4 Ks.
He came in with traffic on the base pass too when he came in. You're talking about a short day. Talk to the guys who've been here since about, what, 7 in the morning? It's been a long day for some guys.
Oh, but if we keep it Central Time, it doesn't seem so much. That's what I'm saying. Yes, it's a long day. Playing mind games. Shot out to center off the bat, a walk, but Curiel is there. 1 down. Look, at LSU, I mean, 9-21 in the league. It is the most losses they've ever suffered. Their only chance to get to the NCAA tournament is to win this thing. That is an uphill battle starting on a Tuesday.
And your ace having back spasms
yes.
before the game and not pitching.
But these guys, here's the thing about what I've learned having college baseball. All they want to do is play ball.
That's right.
Whatever they can do to keep playing ball.
Oh, well,
that's what they want to do.
Especially now, like, you get more gear when you play longer.
That's right.
You get more meal money when you play longer. So as a college kid, you're like, where else would I want to be? Right? I don't want to go home. I want to stay here. I'm in my college town with no school. I'm as close to a professional ball player as I can be now.
And you get the police escorts.
Yeah, it's from now on, it's all good if you're playing.
Camden Johnson singled his last time up, picked up an RBI, averaged to 326 now. Skies this one out of play. Two and two.
Okay, we showcased the fastball early, the breaking balls mid. Nice little changeup right there from Guidry.
That one's fouled out of play again. Been impressed with Guidry. And what he's doing, he's also buying some time out there. I saw Kaysen Evans in that bullpen, but he wasn't up and throwing. If they could save Kaysen.
Right, the score holds up, you get a victory, and you feel like you got a shot, right? You're going to one of your top starters in a game against Auburn.
Just live to play another day.
That's all it is.
Eighth pitch of this at bat. And it's a good one. Swing and a miss by Camden Johnson. That'll be out number 2. Well, the Sooners come in as the 11 seed here in the SEC tournament. But Skip Johnson's club has done enough. I mean, obviously a tough schedule. Anytime you're playing in this league, you're going to have a pretty lofty strength of schedule. RPI sits there at 21. That one is fouled back out of play, but right now a 2 seat toward the tail end of the 2 seats.
I mean, they're only going to go as far as their pitching staff can take them. It's got to be, can you have some guys to throw the ball over the plate, because the stuff is good. Everybody they bring out there has good stuff. It's just a matter of, can you throw strikes? And Cam Johnson's one of those guys that he can beat any offense.
Tigers getting off the field. Guidry continues to do his job on the bump for LSU. 4-2 Tigers. The SEC baseball tournament, some of the best. Cags, he put on a few shows. Skeens, Cops, Dansby, Swanson. I mean, my goodness, the big leaguers that have run through this thing. Here's what it looks like tomorrow. You get Mississippi State and Missouri, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Chris Burke, Tom Hart will have the early games for you. Florida Vanderbilt will be game 2. Can the Commodores continue their run, or will Florida put it into that? Then Arkansas and Tennessee. I'm anxious for that one tomorrow night. And then Auburn sitting there waiting the winner of this one. It's going to be a good day of baseball here at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium. Come swing by if you're in the neighborhood.
Well, this is one of the best places you could go, right? If you love college baseball, come up here, post up. You got 4 games in the 2 sessions, and just see some of the best baseball in the country. I mean, you already saw the names. Guys are going to be in the big league soon.
Ruckert out to center field, and Walk makes the catch. Travis Bazzana shirt.
I was about to say, speaking of big leaguers.
Yeah. Didn't play in this event, though. Wrong event.
I'm shocked the ushers are allowing him to lay on the dugout like that, but he's got a good seat.
I think the usher's been here a little too long. They decided to call it quits.
7.
Everybody needs to. You need to police yourselves now, is what the sign said. Like there's no lifeguard on duty. You know that sign? Yeah. No usher on duty. Mason Braun. Top of the lineup now for LSU. 4 hits, 4 runs. Back in, not so much with 5 strikeouts. Big question I have. Omar Cerna grab a bat, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Tanner Reeves in the on-deck circle. Of course, Cerna, who had been really hot with the bat, damaged his hand sliding into home last inning. Better off saying injured. Damaged your hand sounds like you were like your front end got damaged.
It looked like when it went in, like it's as he was running off, it was like the gap in between the pointer finger and the middle finger, you know, hit that spike. You could almost see a little blood. He was running off.
That one shot out down the line. That reminds me of a funny story doing football years ago in the SEC. I was at Arkansas working with legendary Dave Rose, defensive lineman for Penn State. Big guy, 6'8", 300-pound guy, but a teddy bear. He runs out. He had to go to the bathroom at Arkansas during a timeout, and so he leaves and runs out of the booth, and he catches. I didn't notice at the time, and he comes back right as quick as he could. And he comes back and he's holding his hand out over our table in the booth as the game's going on, and I'm watching blood pour out of his hand, and he continues to call the game. Ground ball. Willits makes the play, and it turns out that he hit his hand. He was in such a hurry, he hit it on the door jamb going to the bathroom, and the webbing in the finger, he just sliced it open. But my man's doing the game.
Professional.
I'm like, I wanted to throw up. Speaking of cutting the webbing in your hand, we don't know this for sure, but it certainly looked like, watch this right hand gets right underneath into the spikes of LaChance. And immediately, I mean, he got up, went back, touched home plate, and then ran right up into the tunnel. Oh, excuse me. Braden Simpson.
Yeah, they had Reeves on deck and then pulled him back and brought Braden Simpson out.
So Simpson grabbing a bat. Big swing and a miss from Simpson.
I think it's a spot where Jay Johnson was playing a little cat and mouse, trying to get Oklahoma to maybe go to the bullpen, bring in a lefty, wanting to bring in Simpson the whole time.
Simpson 250 on the year with 1 homer and 9 runs batted in. One and 2 the count. curious. Thought he might have had one there, and he wants to challenge it. I think maybe his catcher, LaChance.
The catcher's challenging the call of ball.
Maybe trying to help his pitcher out. Saw his reaction. You see the kind of the shake of the head, and call is confirmed, so 2-2 the count.
That's why I see, when you see that as a pitcher, you're not allowed to call a strike.
Yeah.
Because the catcher always makes it look good.
It goes back to what you're saying, that on a follow through, you're not necessarily seeing where the ball crosses the plate.
Shouldn't
you
be.
see, right. You see the end result.
Right. Yeah. If you come through the ball like you should as a pitcher and really get through that follow through, you don't necessarily see the ball across the plate, and then you look up and the catcher has the glove right in the middle part of the plate, and you're like, whoa, that was a strike.
Sharply hit base hit for Simpson.
How about Braden Simpson? 3 for 7 as a pinch hitter. One of the tougher things to do for a young player is to come off the bench ice cold and got there and hit, and that's his 3rd pinch hit of the year. Jumps all over this fastball. Fastball just leaks back over the middle. Top of the zone, does a good job of getting on top of it.
LSU trying to add to this 4-2 lead, and Derek Curiel at the plate. 2 for 3. His average now at .350.
We had a possible cycle in that first game. When you talk about like skill sets, I could see this guy pushing for one day.
Another base hit. Can he turn it into another double? He'll turn the corner. Throw is cut off. Nobody's at second base. Back-to-back doubles for Curiel. He's now 3 for 4.
You know, that's 3 hits all to the opposite field. Again, he stays through this ball so well, lets the ball travel. And that's just the mark of a good hitter. Not trying to be too aggressive. Shoots this one inside that 3rd base line. You see the hands stay inside the baseball. Boy, that's just a pretty swing. And once that ball gets down the line, too much speed, easy double.
Two outs in the inning, and here is Cade Arambidi. 0 for 2 today. Simpson had to get out of the way in a hurry. Swing and a miss. Inning is over. LSU will leave a couple of runners. The double by Curiel goes for naught, but this guy is showing you he is just a baseball player.
Yeah, you talk about this place attracts the scouts. What better place to show off? And Curiel is continuing to show off and gives the praise up to the man upstairs.
Oklahoma trailing by 2, the 11 seed trailing to the 14 seed here in the nightcap. Gavin Guidry out of the bullpen. It's been fantastic. Grant Fontenot got the start for LSU, as initially we thought that we were going to get
William Schmidt,
but apparently a back tightened up, back spasms, and
Grant Fontenot got the fire drill, right? I mean, that's one of those things you go, hey, I'm warming up, and you're just throwing your drills, and hey, Grant, we're going to need you to start today. What?
Ground ball to second base. Ruckert makes the play, and we thought it was going to be a Schmidt-Evans combination in this game.
Piggyback.
Instead, we get Fontenot-Guidry.
Right, a little District 3 5A.
Right.
How about that in Louisiana? You got Barb High School in Lake Charles. Coach Glenn Cicchini was, you know, a legendary, I think, 12 or 13 state titles in Lake Charles, and you got Lafayette High. They're district rivals, so you know they played against each other in high school.
Here's Gamble. Here's Evans. What do you think he's looking at?
ESPN app.
Good call.
Yeah. All the games, all the market.
You know, as much as, you know, we're traveling all the time. It's so nice to, like, get on an airplane and you can have that app. Just,
I love the part now where they put multiple games, almost like
the multi-views.
Oh gosh, and you're like, oh, commercial. Let me go listen to somebody else.
You want to talk about how addictive that can be? Goodness gracious. I would say my wife hates it, but I think she enjoys it. Since I don't.
I'm going to say no. Yeah. Get to the point where we can put the games we want. That's the next step. Where you can build your own.
Oh yeah, your own.
Right? Like, I don't want to watch this game. I want to watch these two.
Slap through the left side. Gamble with the first hit of the night for him. So a 1-out single for the Sooners.
Here you go, I got you. Left fielder number 10, Brendan Rock.
Watching LSU and Oklahoma go at it brings back last year. We went on Thursday night to Norman, Oklahoma, and it was Kyson Witherspoon against Cade Anderson.
A little different matchup.
It was electric, the amount of scouts that showed up for that game, and it was like 40 degrees and drizzly on a Thursday night. And so there weren't many people there, and I don't think people understood what was going on. Both guys were lights out. Cade Anderson went like 137 pitches, complete game. And Witherspoon was great too. I think he went to got somewhere into the 8th, perhaps.
Both of those guys built different, but man, Cade Anderson is just taking it to the next level, and he hasn't stopped. I mean, he's putting up unbelievable numbers in pro ball, so look to see him probably in the big leagues really soon.
How about that duo, though? You get Cade Anderson and Anthony Ianson. What a 1-2 duo that ended up being.
Ugh. When those duos come to play, that's why you see yourself in Omaha and in the finals. And
Yes, he did.
Did he go? Yes, says David Savage. Gavin Guidry has just been awesome tonight. His 6th strikeout.
Yeah, Guidry came in. He was establishing the fastball early, right there, especially on the inside part of the plate. And what that does, when you get that fastball on the inside part of the plate, he establishes the breaking ball, opens everything up. We see back foot breaking balls. We see everything. And how about the fastball up on the check swing?
52 pitches now for Gavin Guidry. To the right side, and there's a base hit. A little chopper by Harris. Sooners are going to have him 1st and 3rd.
Well, they had Ruckert all the way to the pool side, and Harris just sneaks it in. Not much room, but boy, the rollover gets in there, and the Sooners not wanting to go easily. 1st and 3rd, down 2. Watch this. I mean, you have just a little gap to make it in, and just out of the outskirt of Ruckert.
Nate Yeski out to the mound. Devin Sheeran out in that bullpen for LSU. Be interesting to see if Jay Johnson goes to Evans at some point in this game, in a 4-2 game, if he would go to him in the 8th or 9th inning. Or do you try to think about saving him as a starter for tomorrow?
Right. I think if you would have gone to him, it would have been early from a guy, especially once Fontenot got out of the game. Then you're going, hey, I can give it to one of my ace starters who could possibly finish it if he had a great outing, but at least get me to that back end of the bullpen. I don't think you're going to use him out there for really less than opportunity to go more than 3 or 4 innings. So
well, he was just phenomenal closing out games last year down the stretch.
Heck, who knows? Maybe it's a transition into that part of it if you can keep going, but you don't know.
Yeah. Here's Dayton Taki 0 for 2. Dayton's average under 200 now, 193. Winner of this one will get Auburn, the 6th seed, tomorrow. Auburn hadn't won this event since 1998.
Ouch.
They got the horses to do it.
Well,
now they got to play the extra day.
Right. You got the pitching staff to do it, and multiple starters that they use as piggyback guys, but they can roll out some depth on the rotation. But you're right, that extra day, I mean, that double bye just gives teams basically a 3-game series, whereas if you're playing on Tuesday or Wednesday, you got to go 4 and 5 games to win this thing.
The last time that they were in the finals was the last time that they won this, 1998. Last time they were in the semifinals was 2003.
Wow, that's don't let the guys know that, right? Hey, just so you know, in the city of Hoover, it's one of those, they need teams like Alabama, LSU, Auburn to be in it in the end so they can get the crowds. They get good crowds here, but boy, when the local teams in LSU and teams like Tennessee are here, boy, that's when the crowds really become huge.
Down in the dirt to Dayton Taki.
Be a spot you see Harris take off. 16 of 17 on the base pass.
Now it's full 3-2. That was pretty nice back there by Aaron Beatty.
Not an easy one, boy. Bounces into left-handed batter's box.
And they will load it up now. Base is loaded after the walk to Taki. But again, 2 outs. Oklahoma's had some opportunities, but there's been 2 outs. They haven't been able to capitalize with that 2-out base hit. See if they can right here with Kyle Branch. But Jay Johnson making a walk out to the mound. As Guidry, who was just cruising along, maybe just ran out of gas as he's up to 59 pitches.
Great job, boy.
But you can hear Jay Johnson say, great job.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks as though he's going to turn things over to Devin Sheeran out of the bullpen. But certainly Jay Johnson got everything and then some that he would like out of Gavin Guidry tonight.
Yeah, you're talking about a guy came in with runners on, had a little traffic, was able to pitch out of it, gave themselves some zeros on the board. The 6 punch outs, but now he leaves with the bases loaded, needs a little help from his buddy.
We'll step aside, back in a moment. have some support here from his teammates to get him out of this jam as he leaves them loaded up for his teammate Devin Sharon, making his 20th appearance, the sophomore out of Reading, Pennsylvania. His last outing was a third of an inning against Florida last weekend. 2 hits, an earned run. Before that, he went an inning and third against Georgia. Walked 3, gave up 2 hits. They hope he is locked in now.
Where analytics dream, especially on the miss percentage, chase percentage. I mean, the fastball's up to almost the triple digits. Might even tick one today.
Starts him off 97. First pitch popped him up. Stanfield camps out, makes the catch. That's how you help your buddy out. Again, Oklahoma leaves him loaded. Guidry is really fired up. Thank you, partner.
Thank you.
The Sooners have had some chances. They just haven't been able to capitalize. 4-2. Watch this reaction.
Yeah, this is what you want. A guy coming out of the bullpen, leave the bases loaded. My man Guidry's out there.
My fixation.
The real fun just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Who will celebrate with the confetti this year in Omaha? We'll find out beginning June 12th. But first, we got to get through this SEC baseball tournament, the 28th consecutive time it's been here at Hoover. It's actually the 29th time overall it's been here. It started in 1996, left for a year, went to Columbus, Georgia, and that was short-lived.
Yeah, what did they do wrong?
Let's just say the ballpark wasn't built for what this league presents.
Well, you could tell once they got it back, they were not going to relinquish it. They do a great job here. The whole city.
It is incredible. I've been here since '96, and to watch this entire area develop over that time frame is, I mean, every year I come over here, it's something else.
There's something new. More chairbacks, I believe, this year. The gray seats. Got Jason Bowden on the mound for the Sooners. Another guy with an outstanding arm. Fastball up to the 98 range, going to settle around the 93, 95 range.
Bowden's ERA just a tick under 5.1 record, 21 appearances, all out of the bullpen. Milam today 0 for 2, but he has reached on a hit by pitch his first time up. It's now reached in 34 straight games.
He made something happen on that one, that cue ball to Johnson that they tried to get Cerner at the plate. He was at the plate there. But Bowden, man, he is a tough against righties. Righties hitting 164, and it's that 3/4 arm slot with the velocity, but lefties tend to get him a little bit better.
That one's up and in. And a walk to lead things off here in the top of the 7th for LSU. Here's John Pearson. He's 0 for 1. Pearson with a walk, 2 walks and a fly out. Average sitting at 248. He'll look at ball 1. High in the air out to center field. Walk is there to make the catch. What, you know, you can kind of see it on some of our camera shots, but the amount of moisture that's on this grass that we could, it's clear from our position up here. But I mean, it's almost like it rained. Somebody set this. Look at all that. I mean, it's got to be tough on a line drive to the outfield to kind of get a read on it.
Right, that or like you're talking right here. Think of a ground ball to the right fielder. You're going first to third from Milam. By the time you grab that ball, it is soaking wet. Yeah, you can see the foot. Basically, the outfielders running to a position. You can see the footprints. You're taught wet ball is you really have to follow your throw. You know, have to get your backside through the throw, the shoulder. But still, can't be easy when you're trying to make a play at third or home from the outfield.
Dardar 0 for 3, fouls it straight back. That one shot back toward us, but luckily it was like a booth or 2 over. That was a little hot. I don't think I would have handled that one.
Yeah, Seth Dardar loses that bottom hand off the swing. We got some pine tar or some little spray on it.
Dardar, the redshirt senior. Career .296 hitter, but just .262 this year. That one misses inside 2-2. Boy, now it's full at 3-2. 1 out in the inning and a runner at first. Bowden, the 4th pitcher used by Skip Johnson tonight. That is ball 4, and I think LaChance wants to challenge.
The catcher's challenging the call of ball.
And that'll go down as a strike. And now this is the situation where the throw down to second, because they thought it was ball 4. It was called ball 4. This is an interpretation by our umpires. Did he think that the runner was going to be safe in a normal action? But you got to ask yourself, Dayton LaChance heard ball 4. Did he quit on the play? The umpires will have the right to move Milam back to first if they agree that the ball 4 call behind the plate stopped the effort from LaChance.
He's still safe. From that play right there, he's still safe. But you're right. There's chance,
it's a
interpretation
right, if
for
you know what I'm saying. Because they called a ball 4. There's an opportunity for these umpires as they are convening right now to agree. Did Milam give it the effort? Would he have been safe, etc.?
Yeah, I think it comes down to, did LeChance pause a little bit, because even though Milam pulls up everything, he was still safe.
But was that because of LeChance's reaction?
Right, I think that's
to
what
ball
you got to
4.
talk.
Boy, both these coaches, somebody's
ready, right?
Yeah.
They're both ready to come out. At one point, Jay Johnson was on the third base line, and then he retreated back to the dugout. But Skip is on his side. He's ready to rock, too.
This tells me that this isn't going to go Oklahoma's way.
I agree with you.
See, now my question would have been, had they thrown out Milam, let's just say that, would they have said because it was ball 4 that the reverse scenario have happened?
Right, because obviously he does slow up. If they're able to go to that replay, he pauses thinking it was ball 4.
Again, this is an experimental ABS situation here, so there are going to be some growing pains with it. And I think they're going to award the stolen base. Oh boy, this is when we really need the mic to work. Scott Kennedy, the veteran, the home plate umpire, walking out there saying,
yeah.
There we go.
Since the pitch was overturned to a strike, the defense played the play in its normal capacity. Therefore, the runner is safe at second. The batter is out.
I think Skip Johnson's trying to challenge us, and he's got his teammate,
his first baseman.
Yeah, Taki's saying, no, don't challenge it, because they know he was safe.
What is... I think Jay's upset because he felt like the challenge wasn't quick enough. Like it took a while, but it looked as though LeChance actually, I mean, what's he supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's my, like, what is he supposed to just eat that pitch?
You can see it. The home plate umpire, Scott Kennedy, didn't see it immediately.
It's supposed to be 2 to 3 seconds.
But you got to let the play happen, right?
That's. And we slowed it down, so obviously it looked like the time was longer than it really was. But in real time, that was pretty quick. The release of the baseball and then the tap on the helmet.
But live, Dave, I saw him go back to the tap. So home plate umpire Scott Kennedy didn't see the first tap, and Dayton LeChance goes back to it.
So when the play was finally adjudicated out at second base, that's when he has 2 to 3 seconds to tap the helmet. But my point is that when he released the baseball, it wasn't long before he tapped it, regardless of what.
Yeah, I agree.
He was tapping. There's a strike. That was the first time we've had that sequence, and that's part of the plan. I mean, there's certain scenarios, pass balls, when you have to make the throw to first base, the strike them out, throw them out thing. There's just a lot moving parts to this.
And like you said, it's interpretation of the umpires. I felt like that one was pretty easy, right? We saw the chance, never hesitate.
Yeah.
He throws, Milam pauses a little bit, but he was safe, so looked like that one played out pretty easily.
Stanfield 1 for 3 today. 2 outs in the inning, and he will stroll down to first base. Scott Kennedy behind the plate is looking down at second base. There's the tap, and it took him a second to get his mask off.
But watch the next tap right here. You see he goes back to it. That's when Scott Kennedy goes, oh, you want a challenge. So it's almost like he didn't see the first one.
So Oklahoma going back to the bullpen one more time. LSU clinging to this 2-run lead. They got a couple of runners on. We'll update the change when we come back. Back here at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium in a 4-2 ball game. First round action. Been a long day here at the ballpark. Missouri starts things off. It's hard to believe it's already same day, but Missouri knocks off Ole Miss to get things started. As the 16 seed pulls off an upset, South Carolina couldn't do it as the 15 seed. LSU is a 14 seed trying to pick up the win. Vanderbilt
came back
to win.
There's been a lot of comebacks. It's been back and forth affairs. You got Nathan Smithberg right here coming in as the lefty specialist to try to get Oklahoma out of this jam. You got 2 guys on, 2 outs. Back-to-back lefties coming up.
Jack Ruckert 0 for 3. 242 hitter on the year for the freshman second baseman. He looks at ball 1 on the inside. Little chopper to the left side. I'd say foul ball. There finally is the call. Are they going to say catcher's interference? Yeah, they're going to award Ruckert first base. That's the second time today that Dayton LaChance has been popped behind the plate on a swing. Oh, yeah.
I think they're calling foul ball. But obviously we saw on that one, it's catcher's interference.
Clint Fagan's microphone not working. Boy, Jay Johnson is he's already kind of bubbling as the season's kind of unfolded.
One more thing goes against him. You might be watching it from a different spot.
They're going to get the catcher's interference, and Rucker will be down at first. That was quite obvious.
The fact that he still hit the ball, too, though. You see, he knows. He points it right at the catcher, and LaChance does, too. He backs up, but the fact that he had the glove, then the ball, that's good hand-eye coordination.
This was earlier on a backswing. Caught him right in the back of the wrist. Tough night for LaChance. Mason Braun now with the bases loaded. He will look at a first pitch strike at 91 miles an hour. There's Milam down at third. Stanfield down at second base. And Ruckert stands at first. Braun 1 for 2 today. He's behind 0-2.
The bat is challenging the call of strike.
Well, that is a strike, so that call is confirmed, and it will be 0-2. So LSU will lose a challenge. They have one ABS challenge remaining tonight. Boy, that's just got to be a nasty look for a left-handed batter.
He's stepping across his body. He's on the far side of the rubber, across his body, dropping down a little bit. It's got to seem like it's coming from under your hip.
Smithburg trying to get out of this jam. Bases are loaded. Stays up in the zone. Well, that's a good look at it.
He kind of crouches as he's going, so it's just down there. I mean, and he's got some juice. It's up to 93 with the fastball. Usually you don't see guys that drop down be able to throw that hard, and so you have to respect the fastball. But man, that's what makes that breaking ball, that little sweeper coming at your front hip, freezes you.
Boy, now it's full 3-2.
We got action. Runners on the move, 2 outs. Got some speed on the bases, so ball in the gap should clear them.
Swing and a miss, foul tipped into the back of the glove, and Smithburg fired up. Gets the Sooners off the field. No damage done, but LSU leads it 4-2.
Yeah, look at Nathan Smithburg. Makes the pitch when he needs it. Watch the reaction from Smithburg.
7-2 LSU out in front. 7 hits for the Tigers, 5 hits for Oklahoma. As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, both these teams have had a tough time getting runners in. 19 have been left on base. Oklahoma's had the bases loaded a couple of times. Couldn't get anybody in. LSU just had the bases loaded. Couldn't get anybody in. But it's a close ball game. Anybody's to grab at this point. Jason Walk tries to lay down the butt. Pearson, did he get him? He did. What a play by Pearson, charging on the bunt to get the speedster walk.
Yeah, great job right here. Just a do-or-die play. Goes glove to hand, the transition, a strong throw. Good stretch by Braun, who moves from right field to first base. Look at that. Good stretch.
Camden Johnson 1 for 2 today. So Patrick comes out and plays right field now, replacing Braun, who moves to first base, taking over for Seth Dardar. Big swing and a miss from Johnson. Camden Johnson leads this team with hits, multiple hit games, fouls that one out of play. Been really good on the base pass as well. 26 stolen bases on the year. This Oklahoma team for almost the entire season was ranked in the top 25. They just got bounced after losing 2 of 3 to Tennessee. What were considered home games for Oklahoma, even though they played them at Oklahoma City. That'll be out number 2.
Devin Sheehan, sometimes we talked about it. You got a rare back. Love the arm slot, the 97 at the top of the zone. Pitching with a little enthusiasm out there.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
He said, sit down. You can hear the mics. Yeah. I was told there's about 20 different mics all around the field, the berm, everything. Well, there's one around the pitcher because you could tell him he said, sit down. Okay, little sidearm slider.
Oh, 0-1 on Dayton LaChance. LaChance 0 for 3 today.
I just misspoke by a lot. 50 mics all around the park now, not 20.
Well, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut no matter where I am around the stadium. 97 miles an hour.
Whoa, we got the head bob going. Sheehan's good. He's looking nice, man. Guess you can pitch like that when you got 97 in the pocket.
If he gets a strikeout here, we might want to tone that mic down a little bit. pot that thing down, as they say. '96 slapped through the 5-6 hole. Dayton LaChance, though, keeps his mouth shut as he runs down the first base line. The game within the game.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. That's what makes this game great, because it's momentum swings here and there. A guy comes in with some aggression out of the bullpen, blows some hitters away. He talks, and then you fire up the other team just because you're running your mouth. But that's the beauty of baseball. We love it. Kids out there being kids.
Jackson Willits 0 for 2 today. His first at-bat, though, really smoked one out to center field, walked his second time, and grounded out his last time. He's behind 0-1. Drops another one in there for a strike, 0-2.
Does he go to the third one? I mean, a power pitcher like that always wants to blow the fastball by a guy for a strikeout. You saw him try on that last one of the chance.
Runner goes, throw down, safe. That's his first stolen base.
Oh, how about that? Pick the time to go. Good pickup by Milam. You can see Chance knew it. He stands up.
His first opportunity to steal a bag, and he gets it on a team that's stolen 112.
Right.
His first one.
Oh, yeah. Everybody runs except for Dayton LaChance.
Not anymore. He's got
one for one. He's like, I'm perfect, too.
Willits at 278 with 5 homers. Another one at 97.
That's back-to-back fastballs. He threw 2 really good breaking balls on the back door to the lefty. I'd look for another one, not necessarily back door, but maybe even middle part of the plate, down behind the plate. That's the part where you waste 2 fastballs to try to blow them away. You got a good hitter that knows the strike zone. He's already challenged one and gotten the call overturned for a walk. So he knows the strike zone, and then you go 2-2. Now you throw that breaking ball in the zone, and that's where he can hurt you.
Told you should have potted that mic down. And Scott Kennedy having a chat with Devin Sheeran about his antics on the mound. But one thing you can't take away is a 97-mile-an-hour fastball for a strikeout to get a really good hitter at Jackson Willits.
Yeah, this is just power. Look at that. Devin Sheehan, 97, top of the zone. That's not the best part. The best part is the reaction. My man is fired up. Got a 4-2 ball game. High leverage situation. That's what you want. You want the big man out there with the velocity. Home plate umpire Scott Kennedy came and said, oh, we can't be like that. You got to tone it down just a little bit. You're right. You're right. I love how he gives him the thumbs up.
Well, both pitchers really. Yeah, the end of last inning, both of them kind of chirping a little bit.
That's the whole part. So I think that's why you can't really say anything, because they both did it.
Here's a new pitcher, Jackson Cleveland, taking over, making his 21st appearance. The senior right-hander, 2-2 on the year, 27 strikeouts and 28 innings of work, 10 walks, giving up 30 hits. He will face Braden Simpson to lead things off. Then it's Derek Curiel and Cade Arambidi. Braden came on.
The catcher's challenging the call of ball.
Oklahoma has 2 of these challenges remaining, and the chance using one here, and you just say, come on. It is a strike. So he was correct, and they'll keep the challenge. So 2 on the board for Oklahoma, 1 challenge remaining for LSU. Good work by the catcher, helping his pitcher out. Now it's 0-2. Simpson singled his first time up since he took over for Omar Cerna, who injured his hand on a slide at home, and we have not seen Omar. He ran right up into the tunnel, get some medical attention.
Oh, Dave, if you were wondering, Mr. Cleveland, velocity's up to 97.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been a broken record of everybody that comes out of the bullpen.
I mean, it seems like every right-hander that we've seen is 94 to 97 tonight.
With some stank, too. Look. All these pitchers, now it gets to the point where they're just watching the, stare the hitter out of the box.
We're seeing a lot of fastballs tonight, more so than I've seen in some other games.
I agree. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have a fastball that can run it up to 97, that's what you're supposed to use. Pitch off of the fastball. Makes everything better.
Here's a guy that can just hit about anything you throw at him. Last year in the tournament, 1 for 8 with 4 Ks. How about his opening game tonight? 3 for 4 with a couple of doubles. His average now at 352. That one misses inside, and another challenge from LaChance.
The catcher's challenging the call of ball.
Got the last one right. He was on a hot streak. Look at him.
He gave him a bump. Yeah. Good call.
You think Dayton says sorry about that to Scott Kennedy behind the plate?
He gave him a bump like you did right. You did good.
Hey, man, sorry. Let's be friends again. Here's the 1-0. Drops that one in there for a strike.
We saw with Derek Curiel, and we've talked about it, all the things. I mean, that's the part where when LSU, if they don't win this tournament and don't make the postseason, you don't get an opportunity to see a guy like this play, right? Depending on how this game goes, could this be his last game in a Tiger uniform if Oklahoma comes back? You're hoping it's not if it ends this way, but man, what a way to go out if it is.
That was a single. Now he rattled off back-to-back doubles, both backside doubles. And then 6th inning, this one just does get in the line.
If you were wondering if he could hit the ball the other way, he is showcasing that tonight.
Boy, he'll swing and miss on that breaking ball. That was, I mean, we have seen some really good arms from both sides tonight. Jackson Cleveland with his 2nd strikeout.
Yeah, this is a beautiful curveball, 81 miles an hour, and that's in the zone swing. You didn't have to bounce it. Curiel gives him the nod of when you know as a pitcher you throw a breaking ball that the catcher catches in the strike zone and you get a swing and miss. It was a good one.
So 2 down now, and here's Cade Arambidi. Cade 0 for 3 today. Cade been swinging a pretty hot bat, but 3 strikeouts and a walk. He just knew he was due. The old due theory.
Speaking of due,
yeah,
the ball just whipping up all that dew.
Yo, we're gonna switch it up.
Yeah, you see, Kyle Brand says we're gonna need a new ball. Yeah, watch this, Dave. This is what you were talking about. Look at that. Imagine trying to throw that ball to get the tying run or something at the plate. By the time you grab it, it is soaking wet.
Stephen Milam. Jackson Cleveland. Seen him hit 95. Well, he's got a really big, he's got a big variation in speed on his pitches. Throw back to first. Safe, close play.
Yeah, you mentioned that, like when he goes curveball, the 12-6, we've seen some 80-81s. You see a nice snap throw by LaChance, but Arambidi able to get inside that. But that's where, when pitchers throw everything hard, you have to have something that pulls the bat and keeps the timing.
Well, that ball smoked out to right. And it is out of here. Home run. Stephen Milam, his 11th of the year, a 2-run shot. It is now 6-2 LSU.
About a little insurance right there, Dave. Back-to-back games from Milam with a homer.
Now another guy, could be his last game in an LSU uniform.
I think that insurance gives them a chance to fight another day. Oklahoma obviously has 2 more opportunities at the plate.
John Pearson 0 for 2. Well, that ball 105 miles an hour on a line. I mean, it just didn't clear that fence.
Yeah, so much where Harris thought he had an opportunity, but he wasn't. To me, he wasn't close enough to the fence, and he took the jump and did barrel right into the fence and fell into the warning track.
2-2 the count. But all these guys, you know, I wonder if it's going through their mind. These guys that are draft eligible or juniors, etc., are thinking, when they come to the ballpark, is today the last day?
And see, I never thought like
that.
And so I don't think it is in their mind now. I'm not saying it doesn't to all of them.
And Pearson with the first base hit for him tonight.
Well, this is the swing. Look at that. Fastball up. You're looking. That's above the belt. Milam does a great job of getting to that ball. I mean, it's tough when the velocity we've talked about up to 95. You see Harris's great effort, but just enough over that yellow line.
Oh, man, that wasn't by much.
But just the back control to be able to get to that ball at the top of the zone is special.
Here's William Patrick, who was hitting in place of Seth Dardar. A freshman out of Monroe, Louisiana. Patrick, 237 on the year. 0-2 the count. There is Omar Cerna, who was injured on a slide home, and look at his right hand bandaged up. And I think you hit it on the head when you said it might have been like the webbing between the finger that got caught on the spike. This one gets away from LaChance. Hope it's not too bad. He's been battling like through some back issues, and now you get the hand going, and Cerna had really developed into one of their better hitters.
Yeah, especially a guy hitting in front of Curiel, getting on base in front of your hottest hitter.
Again, the winner of this one will get Auburn tomorrow night. 1-2 on William Patrick. Swings and misses. The inning is over, but 2 more on the board for LSU because of this guy, Monster Milam.
Boy, how about this? Again, love the fact that he can jump all over the fastball. Got enough juice. Good effort, but guess what? That's a homer. Look at it. Shooter.
It's going to be LSU. Maybe not. Who knows? Still some time. Also recap the day. We'll look ahead to tomorrow. But that Milam home run seemed like a monster.
Well, it seemed like a monster. Nice job. I like the way you did it. Yeah, you can see now LSU's up by 4. It gives the bullpen some relief. It also gives the defense some relief. Check out the dew in the outfield. The outfielder's got to pay attention to that. That ball's going to get past them really quick.
All right. Well, OU's got 6 outs with which to work, gentlemen.
Dari, you are a championship level tonight. I mean,
that was
starting
great.
at 9:30 this morning, and then you bring the monster home run for Monster just championship stuff, Dari. Well done.
Keep bringing it. Keep bringing it.
I know. Hey, you just got a little bit longer. You'll be out of here by 3. Luch looks fresh, though. I love that. Fresh cut, Luch, huh?
Thank you. Yes, my nephew's a barber, so I
nice.
Shout out to Calvin Arterway in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Go Cal.
Business out here for him.
Oh, my goodness. All right, turn their mics off. All right, we'll see you guys in a bit.
See ya.
LSU leading Oklahoma 6-2, bottom of the 8th inning. Trey Gamble 1 for 3. Sheeran, who was quite animated.
He was.
After ending the inning with a strikeout his last time out on the mound. Got a little talking to by home plate umpire Scott Kennedy.
He was just trying to match what Nathan Smithberg had done to his team before that.
Sheeran's been pumping 96, 97 with those fastballs.
And that ball has some run coming back. Like, the stuff some of these guys come out with is just unbelievable.
Here is the 2-2. Now it's full 3-2. Swing and a miss. Out number 1 on a 96-mile-an-hour heater. The 3rd strikeout for Devin Sheeran.
Well, he tried to go breaking ball for the punch out, but then sometimes you just got to rely on the old number 1. The 2-seamers work, and you see those fingers next to each other. Look at that ball come back a little bit over the part of the plate, just right by the Oklahoma hitters. And he's got a little stare down too. Just letting you know.
I mean, look, there's still 5 outs to get. And if something happens here, you can blame me as the announcer jinx. But I'm looking at Fontenot, goes 2 1/3, 3 hits, 1 walk. Guidry goes 3 1/3, 2 hits, 6 Ks, 2 walks. And so far for Sheeran, an inning and 2/3, 3 Ks, no walks. I mean,
the catcher's challenging the call of ball.
Aaron Beatty wants to take a second look at this one. And it just catches the strike zone. Even Jay likes it. First time we've seen him smile in a while.
I love the crowd's reaction too, because they're on it, they're waiting, they all throw their hands up.
0-2 on Brendan Brock. Another strikeout. These are the moments right now when you start looking at these LSU arms and you're like,
How the heck did they get where they're at right now? Because right now Sheeran is just blowing hitters away. I mean, the way Fontenot threw the ball, like you just mentioned, Guidry, and then just handed the baton off. You're right. This is something you go, how did this season turn out to be when guys have this kind of stuff?
Yeah, Guidry was fantastic. And again, Fontenot got the late call to be the starter as William Schmidt had some back issues and couldn't go. And it literally was, I mean, we found out 5 minutes before the first pitch that
I sent the scouting report
for Schmidt
to our guys for Schmidt, and the moment I pushed send, it was like, wait, he's not starting. Grant Fontenot's going. I was like, oh. It also means I got the scouting report to him a little late.
Yeah, well, we'll overlook that. This one time, we'll overlook that. Deshaun Harris. He swings and misses at 97. Harris hitting .360 on the year. And it's 0-2. Boy, Sheeran is motivated.
Right. I mean, is there any chance he's throwing a breaking ball? Like,
No.
To me, this is all heater.
Why would you? Why would you? Although, these are the moments he drops one in there. You know what I mean? But I would say stick with the heater. Oh, he pumps one, 98.
Well, he's touched a 99 this year, so he's got it in him. I like how he went fastball up, but he went a little too far and you want to stay. If you're going to go up, maybe think middle part of the plate, but you go up and out, hitter's going to lay off of it.
Took a little something off at 96. Fouled out of play. At some point, do you drop a curve in there?
I would say yes right now, because the hitter, as a hitter, I'm not going to get blown away with a fastball. Now, if he breaks off a slider, tip your hat and move on. But the way he's been throwing, you better catch up to the fastball.
Do a breaking ball in there.
Props to Harris for being able to get to that.
Sooners need base runners in a bad way. Down to 4 outs remaining. Fouled back again. Harris is just hanging in there. He's going to get one he likes.
Yeah, just spoiling pitches. Yep. And that's where, as a pitcher, right, we go breaking ball and we're ahead of the count. You got to get that ball down out of the zone. And he's thrown 2 hittable breaking balls, and that's how Harris is able to foul those off. I'd double up on it.
He did. High in the air, out to right. Patrick there to make the catch. Devin Sheeran getting the job done for LSU as the Tigers lead it by 4.
Look at that fist pump right here. Tell him my man's excited. Hey, they want to play tomorrow.
Tournament on the SEC Network is presented by Regions Bank, the official bank of the SEC. So Missouri upsets Ole Miss to start the day. Then Vanderbilt rallies to beat Kentucky. Wildcats had a 4-1 lead, but down the stretch, the Big Bats of Vanderbilt too much. And then our first game, Tennessee, speaking of Big Bats, they had a bunch of base hits, and it took them a while, but finally a couple of home runs late was the difference in their win over South Carolina. Meanwhile, we've seen some pretty good pitching here tonight, but LSU has just been a little bit better. It's a foul ball up on the berm. That guy's had a pretty good day on the mound. You running him back out there in the ninth?
I would.
Yeah. I mean, he was still 97, 98, right?
Your 35 pitches, especially with the 4-run lead, your 35 pitches in. He's not pitching tomorrow. So go ahead and give him another shot to finish it off. And you win tomorrow. You got the day off built in.
Stanfield 1 for 3 today. And again, you didn't have to use Case and Evans today. And you still, look, we've still got to get 3 more outs. But Schmidt's back issue seems like maybe it could be a day-to-day thing, and maybe you can get him back.
Yeah, you win this game. Evans starts tomorrow against Auburn. You beat Auburn. You have the day off. So then you're going, hey, we got 3 days for Schmidt to all of a sudden the back to feel better.
Well, look at our bracket. You see what's in store. Auburn awaits the winner of this game. Mississippi State, Missouri, Florida, Vanderbilt. That'll be our day session. And then Arkansas and Tennessee will kick off the evening session, 5:30 Eastern time. So the winners of our night session games tomorrow, Arkansas, Tennessee, who with the winner of that one gets the day off. And that bunt's popped up off the bat of Rucker. That is an easy out for Oklahoma. They will take it, say thank you very much. But yeah, the 2 winners of the night session tomorrow night will have Thursday off, and they will play Texas and Texas A&M respectively on Friday. Oklahoma's hoping they've got a 9th inning rally in store.
Right fielder, number 18, Mason Braun.
I think if Oklahoma can't figure out a way to come back, as Mason Braun steps in, 1 for 3 today, I still think they're a 2 seed, but they are at the back end of the 2 seeds. Right now, D1Baseball.com has them going to the Georgia Tech, the Atlanta regional, which would not be an easy test at all the way Georgia Tech has played this year.
You're talking about, we've always rave about the offense from the Georgia Bulldogs. If there's an offense that can really push for it, right? That can, hold hands with them. It's definitely Georgia Tech, and especially a team that goes there, a staff that struggles throwing strikes. That's not your recipe that you want. But this is a part where we talked about it last game. Is
lifted in the air to right center. Catch made out there and right by Harris. That'll be 2 down.
Where this tournament can help you and not necessarily hurt you. So I don't think Oklahoma's going to slide back out of that 2 seed because they showed they were like number 29. Couple spots where they could slide back. I think they're safely in that 2 seed where I think this tournament can only really help you move up.
Raiden Simpson, 1 for 2. He'll look at a first pitch strike. Jackson Cleveland's gone an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, a walk. But he did give up that 2-run homer to Stephen Milam last inning. Ooh, up and in. LSU and Auburn did not play during the regular season this year. So if the Tigers can hold on, these Tigers, LSU Tigers, will meet the Auburn Tigers for the first time here in 2026. I guess we've got our answer, by the way. Sharon's going back out.
He looks like a guy you don't sit by. When he's still in the game, you probably want to stay away. No small talk in between innings.
Oh, shot out to center field. Stanfield turns the corner. He was running with 2 outs. He'll wind up at third. So runners at the corners. And guess who's coming back to the plate? Mr. Derek Curiel. He of 3 hits tonight. He did strike out his last time to the plate.
Center fielder number 6, Derek Curiel.
Curiel 3 for 5. This one slapped out to center. Catch made there by a walk, and that'll do it. Sooners down to their final 3 outs. Dayton Taki, Kyle Branch, Jason Walk due up for the Sooners. Do they have enough in the tank? We shall find out. It has been a fantastic night for LSU, both at the plate with 11 hits and 6 runs, and on the mound, including Devin Sharon, who has struck out 4 of the 8 he has faced, with a lot of emotion behind all those strikeouts. Can he finish this one off? So Nolan Stevens grabbing a bat now for Oklahoma. A transfer from Mississippi State, where he played a couple of seasons. Hitting .239 with 5 homers and 11 runs batted in. There's a strike. Starts things off with a 96-mile-an-hour high fastball. Out of Elk Grove, California. Started 28 games last year for the Bulldogs. Hit .320 with 4 homers. And can't catch the 96 again. Stevens, a two-way guy at Mississippi State. As a freshman pitcher, he actually struck out a career-high 8 against LSU back in 2024. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out. Devin Sharon. He's a character.
Yeah. Love him or hate him. Love him if he's on your team. Hate him if he's not.
Right.
96. Look at that. Today's the day.
If you're in that Oklahoma dugout, everybody wants to grab a bat. Let me get a chance at this.
Let me get a chance. You're right. Let me get a shot.
But nobody's been able to do anything. Drew Dickerson now pinch hitting. Dickerson at .294. Sophomore out of Lee Summit, Missouri. Fouls that one back, 1-1.
By the way, not a fun pinch hit right here.
No.
These last two. You sure, Coach? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Scott Kennedy, right there. Dickerson wanted to challenge, but he waited too long. He looked in the dugout, and you're not allowed to get any help from the dugout. Scott Kennedy said, nope, not going to accept that challenge. Two and two. Ground ball right back to Sheeran, over to first, 2 down. I mean, who thought that we were going to end up with this kind of pitching performance from LSU after the way it started tonight when William Schmidt scratched 5 minutes before the game started? And they go to Fontenot, who gets him 2 1/3. Then Guidry comes in, and it was fantastic. And then we're finishing up with Devin Sheeran, who actually bailed Guidry out, who left with 2 outs, bases loaded. One pitch, fly ball, and inning was over.
But think about where that game could have been.
Yeah. Well, that ball's hit pretty hard out to right, down the line, long run, foul ball.
Yeah, just think when Sheeran comes in, Guidry's got bases loaded. It was 2 outs. If Oklahoma gets the big hit, that's just something they haven't done. Even though LSU's left more base runners, Oklahoma's had some opportunities, and Sheeran came in, shut the door, got the fly ball, and then has been dominant since then. Only fitting in the end this one a punch out, right?
I'd almost like to see it just so I could see what the reaction's like from Sheeran. Goes breaking ball on an 0-1 count. Fouled off at the plate. 2 strikes on Walk, who's 1 for 4. Swing and a miss, and it ends fittingly with a Devin Sheeran strikeout. And LSU, with their backs against the wall, lives to play another day. They knock off Oklahoma 6-2 behind 11 hits, including a 2-run homer from Stephen Milam. What a night for the Tigers on the mound.
Yeah, like you said, who would have thought it? Your starter gets scratched right before the game, but the bullpen comes in, was lights out. 13 punch outs and then 9 innings. Sheeran was unbelievable.
Oklahoma will leave Hoover with a 32-21 record. And they will await their assignment, hoping they stay in that 2 seed area. But here's what the bracket looks like set up for tomorrow. You see the 4 games, and then we will see the 1 seed and the 4 seed, Georgia and Alabama, on Thursday, and then Friday the appearance of the 2 Texas clubs at 2 and 3 seeds, Texas and Texas A&M. But things get started tomorrow with Mississippi State, Missouri, 9:30 local time, 10:30 Eastern time. But what a fantastic day on the mound for LSU all the way around. Fontenot, Guidry, and Sheeran getting it done. So LSU stays alive. They're now 30-27 and snap a 6-game losing streak. Our final score, LSU beats Oklahoma 6-2. We'll be back in Hoover all day tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. Eastern with SEC Now. Time to get you back to our set here in Hoover with Dari Noka and David DeLucci. Guys, take us home.